had voted a couple of weeks ago to support a ban on the books. Rory McIlroy says he, and in fact most other players, are in favor of eliminating those books. The full board of the PGA Tour could vote on the recommendation as early as next week at the Travelers Championship in Connecticut. This week, though, U.S. Open. That's going to do it for SportsCenter all night. I'm Jay Reynolds. It's Thursday, June 17th, birthday of Venus Williams. She's 41 today. Yesterday, both Venus and Andy Murray, pair of former Wimbledon champions, were granted wild card spots at Wimbledon. That tournament begins in a week and a half. Jacob deGrom leaves early from yet another start yesterday. How troublesome is this for the Mets? Our Buster Olney is here this morning, 8:45 Eastern Time with KJZ. They're next. It's ESPN Radio.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin starts next at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN News.
Hey, this is Adrian Wojnarowski. Check out my podcast, The Woj Pod, with insight and analysis on the top stories in the NBA.
Adrian Wojnarowski, our insider extraordinaire.
Reaction to breaking news.
This is the latest Woj bomb.
And in-depth conversations with some of the biggest names in the league.
Thanks, Woj. Do it again.
I'm good. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
All right. Yes. Thank you, Woj. Appreciate you having me on.
Listen and subscribe to The Woj Pod wherever you listen to podcasts.
Get Dad the perfect gift now at Macy's Father's Day sale with an extra 25% off his favorite designers with your coupon or Macy's card. That's on top of already great deals for him, like swim from Clubroom starting at $9.99 and his new favorite jeans, just $19.99. Or shop specials like 50% off Bulova watches. Plus, get your gifts even faster with same-day delivery powered by DoorDash. Now at Macy's. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
I'm Joel Clark, a SelectQuote agent, with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and he can't take it with him. Well, I went to work and found Ray, who's 40 and takes medication to control his high blood pressure, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. That's way more coverage for a lot less than what he was paying. If SelectQuote didn't shop for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote and to find out how much you can save, call 1-800-885-9500. That's 1-800-885-9500. 1-800-885-9500. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
O'Reilly. O'Reilly Auto Parts is here to keep your car on the road with the right parts, advice from our parts professionals, and our free loaner tool program. Your local store has more than 80 specialty tools available for your next repair. Refundable deposit required. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and ask about our free loaner tool program or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. With round-the-clock protection at a great price, your Progressive policy works the way it's supposed to, unlike this unenthusiastic hype man.
Okay, everybody, let's make some noise. Put your hands up. Or not. It's your call. Here we go now. Here we go.
Switch to Progressive today.
It is electric in here.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Avantor in Bridgeport, New Jersey has an immediate need for warehouse material handlers. If you're looking for a full-time position offering $16 an hour with growth opportunities, Avantor is for you. You'll receive a matching 401k, health, dental, and vision insurance and paid time off, and a $5,000 employment incentive. Apply online at AvantorSciences.com. Earn $16 an hour working as a warehouse material handler at Avantor in Bridgeport, New Jersey. Go to AvantorSciences.com. Avantor is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
97.5 The Fanatic is an equal opportunity employer and is dedicated to performing broad outreach to fill job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local community organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Community organizations that wish to receive our job postings should contact the Fanatic's business office by calling 610-771-9750. We also encourage listeners to visit bbgi.com, where you'll find an online listing of job openings at Beasley Media Group, LLC.
WPEN
Burlington, Philadelphia. A Beasley Media Group station. Your home for 76ers playoff basketball and the John Kincade Morning Show.
Plug in.
This is 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
Once again, this is not a party. Not even a little bit. I'm almost at a loss for words. All the texts that were going around last night, not only here, with each other, with other friends, with people you haven't heard from in a while. Look, as many of you know, I've been watching Philly sports a little bit longer than the guys that I work here with. And I have never, ever, ever, ever seen a loss that bad. That's how bad it was. 97.5 The Fanatic. This is the John Kincade Show. I am Bob Cooney with Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, Connor Thomas, and, of course, the great coach, Eric Camille. I mean, I don't even know how to explain last night and this morning as we've been here for a couple of hours trying to talk to each other and say exactly what happened and have our own explanations. It's not even explanations. It's more of, can you believe this happened? Can you believe that happened? It's unbelievable and unfathomable how the 76ers lost that game to the Atlanta Hawks last night after a 26-point lead. I mean, Jamie was talking about it earlier. In the middle of the game, they announced on TV that there was a 99.6% chance that the Sixers were going to win that game. How do you lose that game? We've had devastating losses here in Philadelphia before. We go back to the Eagles losing the last game at the Vet to Tampa Bay. But that was a 14-3 game. That was a game that they played awful. We can go back and talk about awful games. Pat had a great one the other day, Cliff Lee blowing a game against the St. Louis Cardinals. But those were games that you didn't have huge leads, that you weren't the prohibited favorite, that you didn't, just have an unrecognizable second half. And the line of the night to me had nothing to do with points, nothing to do with rebounds, assists, or the final deficit, whatever it was. It was Doc Rivers, and I wonder if you guys saw this on TV last night. It was Doc Rivers saying what he said to his team after they started sleepwalking early, or kept sleepwalking early in the fourth. It didn't work, what he said, but he was absolutely right. There's bad habits all around. Stop with the bad habits. It's not just about now. It's about bad habits. What it got me then and carried over to the end of the game was he saw it coming. And he couldn't do, and he didn't do anything about it. It's a mental block with this team. It's a horrible way to play basketball, that you're anticipating that you're going to give up a lead, because that's the way this team is playing right now. And for the second time in a row, they gave up a huge lead that, look, you can call us stupid for the analysis that we had. I'm sorry, I'll stick with it. The 76ers are still the better basketball team. But in the last two games, they were horrific. And that was the worst loss by a Philly sports team in my lifetime last night. So that's how we're going to start today. And we got to thank Wendy's. Raise a glass to Wendy's new bourbon bacon cheeseburger smothered in the new bourbon bacon sauce. This is a bourbon masterpiece that you eat at participating U.S. Wendy's. Jamie, I've been around a little bit longer than you. I said it to you before the show started, and I told you I was talking to an old boss of mine from back in the day who's same age as me.
Well, fine,
and
LaSalle
we agreed.
High school gentleman also.
And we agreed. And we didn't say it lightly. This is the worst loss we've ever seen.
Yeah, coming from the two of you and your sports resumes, and having seen the majority of pretty much every game and every big moment in this town for several decades, that kind of hit me in the face. Like, I knew it was bad, but to hear you guys say that is pretty daunting. I'm embarrassed. I'm appalled. You had two max players absolutely disappear and bring nothing to the table. For you to do that in back-to-back games it's inexcusable. Doc Rivers was horrible. We'll get into all the details of the game throughout the day. Ben Simmons, I don't know what to say. I can't defend it anymore. It's while he may be a good player, the fact that you have to put a $185 million player on a bench in the playoffs tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
It's hard to fathom that we're here, that a max contract player could end up shooting 32% from the free throw line in the playoffs. That's worse than Ben Wallace, and Ben Wallace had one of the ugliest free throw shots I've ever seen in my life. And Tobias Harris, where are you?
What is going on there?
Something's up. He's invisible. He disappeared on the court the last 2 games in the second half. I don't understand it. Maybe there's an answer we'll eventually get. I doubt it. But you had $350 million in 2 players that were paid to help carry you, to help carry Joel Embiid, that went missing. I've never seen anything like it.
I have never seen a team play so differently from half to half, so differently than I have not just last night, but in the game before. And it's unexplainable, Pat. I don't mean we can throw out there, how about this, how about that, but it's not a definitive this is why it happens, because there's so many, I don't want to say reasons, but there's so many factors that go into that loss last night.
You had 2 max players give you a combined 12 points. You had your bench give you 13. In all honesty, we probably should have saw that coming, but their defense was stepping up and getting stops. To get outscored 40-19 in the fourth quarter, I'm trying so hard not to curse right now because it's just, that was infuriating. And to hear you say, and you're right, you watch more Philly basketball than I have, that was the worst Philly sports loss.
I don't say that lightly.
Yeah, this is inexcusable. The second time in 2 games that you blow 20-point leads?
There is so much here to get into. And Pat, you said last quarter, 40-19, and count the 32 seconds, the last 32 seconds of the third quarter, they got outscored 42-19 because, you let up the last 2 points of the third quarter also. I have never seen a team reach a mountain of good play in one half of basketball the way the Sixers did last night, and then get to the absolute depths of the bottom of the oceans with crap play all around than they did in that second half. And we're going to hear from Doc Rivers in a little bit, but to talk about what the hell were they doing? Look, Seth Curry was great last night. Terrific. Unbelievable. Good. You do want to go to him, whatever. But now it's a 2-man game every time down the floor in the fourth quarter.
You want to hear how bad and pathetic this is historically? Joel Embiid and Seth Curry were the only Sixers to make a field goal in the second half. They're the only duo in the last 15 postseasons to make all their team's baskets in a half. They're also the first duo since the merger with 35-plus points on 60% shooting in a playoff loss.
They had 38 of their 44 points in the second half.
What the bleep have we just watched these 2 second halves?
Doc Rivers talks about the offense got stagnant. There was no ball move. You kept calling for the ball to go to Seth Curry and have a 2-man game with him and Joel Embiid, something you haven't done all year long. All year long, you haven't done that. And you totally exclude 3 other starters who were crap anyway. Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, and Furkan Korkmaz, your other 3 starters, guys, they were 0 for 7 in the second half.
Oh, my God.
I swear to God, Pat.
How many shots was Furkan taking?
He took.
Did you say 0 for 7? And
0
I don't remember.
7 total in the second half for the 2 of them.
Tobias Harris, I don't think he's taken a shot since Monday.
Yeah. Ben Simmons 0 for 1 in the second half. Tobias Harris 0 for 4. Furkan Korkmaz 0 for 2.
You're never going to win benching your max players. That's what it boils down to. You're allowed 3 max spots in the NBA if you have all your cards in order. And you had 2 of your 3 essentially were useless. And you're never going to win like that. Never. And I don't care. The Sixers' optimism has been, I've been humbled. I thought this team was different. They've shown you they don't have winning DNA right now. They are not, from the highs of last Friday, where I was convinced they were championship caliber, caliber to what we saw last night, they're not a winning team.
No, I sat in awe again last night. I didn't scream and holler. I didn't jump up and down. I honestly sat in shock, saying, look, we have all been around sports a long time. I have never seen a change from one half of basketball, football, from period to period, from an inning to the next. A change in a team that they played so well in one half of basketball. And here's the other thing, and we haven't pointed at this a lot. What the hell did the Hawks do so much differently?
Nothing. Not
much.
They had Lou Williams come in and start cooking Korkmaz.
Yeah, and that's another thing. So you take off Korkmaz on him and you put on Seth Curry?
Yeah, I didn't.
I'm sorry. Aren't you built on perimeter defense? Didn't you just have two guys named to the all-defensive NBA team that are perimeter defenders? And Lou Williams just keeps going off and off and off until you decide, maybe we should get on him. And then you decide to put Seth Curry on Gallinari?
Yeah, Doc Rivers, he's certainly in the crosshairs. I thought he's been horrible the last two games.
None of this was understandable. None of it. And Coach, you were in the building last night. I saw you as we got done the pregame show. I rushed out of there to watch it from home. You stayed there. That beginning we couldn't have, and Pat, you're a man of the fans too. That beginning we couldn't have drawn up any better. I mean, we all sat on a high throne. This is exactly what we called for. To a man last night at the Wells Fargo Center, people that came over to the show, it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a blowout. I thought so too. I don't know any of us here that didn't think they were going to win that game. That first half was scripted perfectly. What happened? Coach, what happened? What was it like in that building?
Those first three quarters was amazing. The energy in that building was unbelievable. I mean, we all thought, as the fans were talking, I was in section 107, and then the air, Jamie said it earlier this morning while we were all talking, the air just got sucked out of that building, and you could see the switch go, and you could see 24-point lead, down to 18, down to 16, down to 12, down to 8. And the question I asked you this morning, Bob, in our pre-show meeting, I don't know what happened. I was there, and I don't know what happened.
I've watched many, as you guys know, and everybody listening knows, I've watched many. I'm approaching 1,000, I think, NBA games live, and numerous others on TV. I'm not kidding when I say, and I'm not overstating it, and I'm not doing this for radio, I have never seen something like that by a Philadelphia sports team.
It started, and you kind of, like around the 7-8 minute mark, I went,
is that what you did? How do you do that?
I did, yeah. It just started, and you got that pit in your stomach where you're like, okay, tonight will be different. They can't possibly do this 2 nights in a row. It's going to be different. They'll pull out of it. And then it just kept dropping and dropping. I was in a state of disbelief.
We were all texting each other last night. Connor and I texted up until about 12:30 and said, you know what, let's just roll into the office now because, I don't really carry it through my life with me. It sucks and all that. But last night I was despondent over that last night. I could not believe, and it has so much more to do. It depends on our shows. We love talking about Sixers wins. We get to do so many fun things when they're in the playoffs, and it's just like falling out right in front of us.
Ben Simmons, he's in quite a spot because I had some buddies sitting courtside. I mean, John Collins and Trae Young were openly mocking him to our crowd. And look, they ended up winning, so they can do whatever they want.
I'll tell you what, that's telltale in the NBA. You don't do that.
When players start mocking you as a all-defensive, potential all-NBA type of player, how do you come back from that?
You don't usually disrespect.
No.
You fight tooth and nail, and there's a big difference. You fight to win, and you might get dirty. You get down and dirty. You do whatever you have to. Rarely, and I know this is a unwritten rule.
It's a brotherhood.
You don't disrespect. Those two were disrespecting last night.
It's John Collins. He's a nice player.
Yeah. It's Trae Young when they foul him. Go ahead and shoot. Go ahead and shoot, doing the shooting motion for Ben Simmons to go to the foul line.
Think about it. Like, I think hack a player in the first half of a game is a loser mentality, but it worked because this is a guy that's shooting 32%. I don't think this is hot takey. Honestly, take 20 guys off the street and put them in a packed building in that environment, they might shoot better than 32%. More than half of them.
I had my son Kyle text me last night. He's like, Dad, I'm not kidding around. He said, I could get anybody that I played high school basketball with, and I think we could go out there and shoot better free throws in front of 20,000 ice cold than Ben Simmons
I've never seen anything like this. I don't know. It's clearly between the ears. We'll hear from Ben, who talked post game. He's been working with psychologists. He clearly knows it's something between the ears, but I don't know if there's coming back from this. Once the league starts mocking you, it's going to be really hard to pull out of that nosedive.
Yeah. Wawa dinner time is twice as rewarding after 4 p.m. at Wawa. Wawa Rewards members earn 2 times the rewards now through June 30th. Join today. All right, a day that we all have to grieve with each other. I don't know if we can come up with reasoning. We can come up with different things that happened, but to come up with one reason why the team lost, I just don't know. B-Hawk and Philly, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, B-Hawk?
Yo, I'm tired of players stealing our money. How much money was on the table last night? How much? $350 was on the table
$350 between Ben and Tobias.
$350 on the table last night, man. Listen, we said earlier, I've been quiet. I'm out on him. I don't care nobody. I'm out on him. I don't care if we win a championship. I'm out on Ben Simmons. I'm done with him.
B-Hawk, I think a lot of people are in your exact camp this morning.
I'm out. We can win a chip. Thanks for your services, Patriots mentality. See, we get another one. Dame Lillard, we need you. We need, but listen, his demeanor, walking around, where's in between his ears, is in his chest. He's comfortable. He's the type of dude that's like, all right, I played basketball, made $100 million. I'm gonna go model for GQ and don't care. He has his demeanor sometimes, man. He don't care. Like, I really look. Is he point shaving or he wants to get out? Something's going on. Something's going on. Like y'all said, something going on. And I don't understand Tobias Harris for this money. There's no excuse. The Collins over, y'all. We've been abused too long. The Collins over. Get it together, and then guess what? We gotta go see a Brooklyn after going. If we go 7 deep with the Atlanta Hawks team, man, listen, we Philly all day. It's not that we out on this team. It's that we gotta tell like it is. Business is business. Like I said, we don't make it out of this. Changes has to be made. And look, can I ask you a question? What's the difference between the Brett Brown team and this Doc Rivers team?
That's it. A lot of people are asking that. Thanks, B-Hawk. There's a lot of people asking that same question last night. I got some tweets and some texts about the same thing. Was it Brett? What is it? The mentality of these players? I don't think Ben Simmons doesn't care, as kind of B-Hawk was alluding to. I don't think that's the thing at all. And maybe you guys disagree with me. I don't think that's part of his DNA. What I do think is he's very, very mentally fragile right now because of this free throw shooting. And he can try to blow it off, and he's got the cool swagger and all that stuff. I don't think that it's not that he cares. I think that he is really messed up above the shoulders, mostly because of this free throw shooting.
Yeah, it's clear it's between the ears. You know, they say golf is 90% between the ears. I think Ben's free throw shooting is 99% between the ears. I mean, look, this is back-to-back games where if he just makes, and I know you can't do this, maybe the hack of Ben stops. And
I think you can.
If he makes, 3 or 4 more free throws in each game, they win.
And it's not just the points. All right, add 3 to the before they lost. It's not that.
It stops the hack of Ben later.
It does, and it gives him the confidence of, okay, I can make a couple. Then it carries over to his confidence handling the ball and playing defense. Look, when you're mentally down on yourself playing a sport,
you disappear.
It goes to different things. I mean, I think Tobias Harris is there. I said it to you guys like, I threw it out there, this conspiracy theory that he's not happy with the way the team's playing. There was a shot, and Pat, I don't know if you saw this last night. There was a shot of him, hands on knees last night. I think Atlanta was shooting a free throw, and he just had a blank stare, and he was shaking his head. No, I can't believe this is happening.
Well, then do something about it. I mean, yeah, it's basketball. If you want the ball from your teammates and you have that look in your eye, people know to get it to you. It's not hard for Tobias Harris as a MAC contract player to be in a huddle and say, give me the freaking ball. I got this.
Yeah.
And you've played basketball your entire life. When you see a teammate do that, what do? You give
him a shot.
Exactly.
Yeah, you give him a shot.
He can shake his head about displeasure. He has a role in that displeasure. Ben Simmons has a major role in that displeasure. And if Doc Rivers is doing something you disagree with, now's not the time to hold your tongue because the season's almost over and you have about a 15% or less chance now of winning a series. So, Tobias, shake your head all you want. Shake your head at yourself, too.
Pat, if we're just going with players, is he the one that you go to first? Is it Tobias Harris? Somebody else? Where's it go?
Yeah, I noticed Tobias was MIA when they were up by 20. I thought, oh, all right, well, I'm not going to complain about it because they're up by 20. And then 20 became 10.
Yeah.
And then I put a tweet out of like, can you contribute like literally anything?
Yeah.
You know, Ben will give you defense and, you know, he'll give you the assist. Nobody wants to hear that today. I get it. But you guys are right. Like, Ben looks mentally fragile. He has been, I feel like, that way for a while with the shooting. I feel like the play that really broke him was, I think he hit one free throw, then he missed the other, then he came down the very next play, blew by the defender, and like botched the dunk. And I feel like that was it for him. Like he was checked out because at that point, you could kind of see in his face, he's like, what the hell can I do now?
One of my notes, I was looking through them again this morning, was with Seth Curry's play, I guess you don't need Tobias tonight. And then the more and more the second half went on, I'm going, yo, dude, do you have a pulse?
It wasn't even the second half. That's what's frustrating. We keep seeing the second.
Yeah, but
it was the fourth freaking quarter.
Yeah.
That's all it was. It was the third. It was the fourth quarter. They were up for 3. That's what makes this so much worse than last game. Last game, they blew a half. This game, you had 12 minutes to hold off a team, and you couldn't do it. It was the fourth freaking quarter. That's it.
So, all these things that we've thrown out, there's still no rational answer. There's not going to be one. There's plenty to talk about on this. 610.
You might have been right from the start. Ben Simmons is right-handed.
Yeah, there's that. I don't understand. I don't understand for all the work we see put in a gym. Free throw shooting to me is one of the easiest things that you could improve upon. And we need to commiserate together today. 610-632-0975. This is the John Kincade Show. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, Coach Eric Camille. Let us know how you're feeling. We'll get to more of the Sixer stuff. We have a bunch of numbers to throw out there. It's not going to help you. But Jamie just might have a glimmer of sunshine. We'll see what happens. But I got to tell you right now, Golf Glory is up for grabs this week, U.S. Open, and you can get in on all the action with a risk-free first bet up to $1,000 at FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. Just place your first bet using promo code Bob, and FanDuel will refund you up to $1,000 in site credit if you don't win. It's been an exciting golf season so far, full of can't-miss moments. Join in on all the action and fun. That's FanDuel Sportsbook. I love being able to bet golf. They have great promos. The app is so easy to use, and they have the fastest payouts. But most of all, I love that you can bet on golf so many different ways with FanDuel. I can bet the outright winner, head-to-head matchups, so much more. Who do you like this week? Is it going to be one of the favorites? Do you have somebody coming up from the bottom? Maybe a middle-of-the-road guy like a Colin Morikawa, who I took this week, but I'm not going to tell you what I got. So just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to get a piece of the action, and remember to sign up using promo code Bob to unlock your risk-free first bet up to $1,000. 21 and older and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
They're like the family from hell on acid that's on steroids.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. Win a free week at the beach from 97.5 The Fanatic.
Starting Monday during the 8 a.m., 12 noon, and 4 p.m. hours.
When you hear the Fanatic Fudgy Wudgy Man.
Hey, Fudgy Wudgy Man.
Call our contest line at 215-263-0975.
The 10th caller will win a $50 gift card good for a one-day juice cleanse from Squeeze.com to help you get in shape for summer.
And you'll be in the running for the grand prize, a free week at the beach from 97.5 The Fanatic.
Win a free week at the beach from 97.5 The Fanatic, sponsored by Squeeze.com. The best juice cleanse on the market. Order online and get same-day delivery at Squeeze.com.
And 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Calling all auto techs, detailers, painters, bodymen, lot attendants, or other auto specialists. Carvana, the company that invented the new way to buy a car, is hiring for our Delanco Auto Inspection Center. Grow on the go, working with some of the most advanced tools in the industry at one of the fastest growing companies in America. We have open roles for all levels of experience, from hourly production associates with no past experience to master mechanics and certified painters. And our competitive pay, on-the-job training and company-paid certifications offer all employees a pathway to success. New hires get a great job on day one with the opportunity for a Carvana career. Other benefits include health insurance with 100% of the premium paid by Carvana and other benefits. Grow your career with stability, working with the team that's disrupting the automotive industry. Now hiring for roles at all levels of experience. Go to CarvanaAutojobs.com to sign up. Carvana is an equal opportunity employer.
Who have we all had a little trouble social distancing from? Here's a clue. About 6 feet tall, has handles, and is cold inside. That's right, our refrigerators. And our waistlines have suffered. However, Skechers would like to help you get back on track with our incredible Go Walk footwear. Because once you put on Skechers Go Walks, they're so comfortable you'll be inspired to get out there and start walking. Skechers is a comfort technology company, and Go Walks are fully loaded with all the comfort and performance innovations you need. They're incredibly lightweight and breathable with features like air-cooled Goga Mat insoles and bouncy foam bottoms for extra cushioning. And Go Walk footwear come in all the fits you love, like stretch fit, wide fit, relaxed fit, and arch fit with podiatrist certified arch support. Plus, you'll look great with so many stylish options to choose from, including easy slip-ons and comfy lace-ups. And they're even machine washable. It's time you distance yourself from that fridge. Get out there and start Go Walking. Find the #1 walking footwear in the world, Skechers Go Walk, for men and women at Skechers.com, a Skechers store, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
This year, make Dad's day with gifts from the Home Depot. Save on all the best ideas by shopping in-store or on the app. Choose from new innovative tools, top-rated grills, or even the latest smart cameras and devices for your home. Because what Dad doesn't love? New gear. The best gifts for the best dads. And you'll find them all at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. See store for details. Restrictions apply.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and get your color your way. We've made it easier than ever to try and buy color. Preview paint colors in your home with our Color Snap app. Then visit swsamples.com to have color chips delivered to your door for free. Or order some peel and stick samples to try on your wall. When you're ready to paint, shop online or stop by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store and get everything you need.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course we can help you find the right oil for your next change. We've got what your car's engine needs. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Pennzoil high mileage motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $28.99. And you can get it all fast your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery. Getting your job done just got easier. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Sheila, we need to set up Johnson's quarterly review.
Janowski Investments keeps portfolios profitable, but a double client base calls for double the advisors.
Hello. Hi, Janet. I'm so sorry. Pulling up your portfolio right now. Give me a sec.
Indeed can help them hire the people they need.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Friends, if you're in a job you can't stand or worried your unemployment benefits will be ending, you need to go to mycomputercareer.edu and fill out the free career evaluation form. I've personally spoken to them, and apparently, employers are lining up to hire their graduates. In as little as 4 months, you could start your career in the growing cybersecurity and networking fields. Grants covering up to 53% of the cost are available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. Tell them Max sent you.
The new bourbon bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's is here with our Applewood smoked bacon and our brand new bourbon bacon sauce. Download the Wendy's app for delivery of this great new flavor today.
At participating Wendy's, delivery may vary by location. Prices may be higher than a restaurant. Delivery fees may apply. Wendy's app registration required.
Yo, Philly, your local Dunkin' is hiring. Dunkin' runs on incredible crew members, flexible working hours, career opportunities, and affordable education opportunities. Search for opportunities at participating franchises at DunkinDonuts.com/ squeeze.com/careers.
Stop breathing all your germs on me.
Stop breathing all your germs on me. Oh, that didn't work.
No, it didn't.
The Bryant Evolution Air Purifier works so well it captures and kills up to 99% of select viruses and bacteria. And Pierce Phelps Bryant Heating and Air Conditioning Contractors will do whatever it takes to provide your family with this healthier, cleaner air, including great financing offers on a new energy-efficient system. To find a Pierce Phelps Bryant contractor near you, visit nopaybryant.com.
Bryant.
Whatever it takes.
Hey, this Father's Day, why not give the gift of Squeeze.com? That's right, forget ties and cufflinks. He wants to get rid of that dad bod. And Squeeze.com has something for everyone. The benefits of a juice cleanse with Squeeze.com are awesome. Less bloat, more energy, better sleep, stronger focus. It's a great jump off to a weight loss campaign. Just go to Squeeze.com, order before 1 p.m. You'll get the same day delivery by 9 p.m. Just click Mike Miss in the drop down at checkout. That's Squeezed.com.
Hello? We just made your listening experience easier. 97.5 The Fanatic is now on radio.com. Radio.com. Check it out now. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
You know we really like you when you listen on the radio, but we love you a little bit extra when you take us with you after your ride on the 97.5 app.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Well, Jamie might have a little ray of sunshine coming up in a couple of minutes.
I want to vomit even saying positivity.
I have positivity here because it's a Wendy's Thursday.
That is the best thing about today.
So we can raise a glass to Wendy's new bourbon bacon cheeseburger smothered in the new bourbon bacon sauce. This is a bourbon masterpiece, Jamie, that you eat at participating U.S. Wendy's. I'll give you one number. I think Amy Fadul tweeted this out last night. At least that's who I picked it up from. In 25 years, James.
I saw this. Just you want to go?
Pat, I don't know if you saw this. In 25 years.
Before you read this, just grab that heavy soundproof studio door and smash me in the face with it rather than hear the stat of it again.
All right, hold on. 165 times. 165 times the Sixers in a game have had a 25 or more point lead and won every single time. They were 165-0 until last night. Until a game 5 of a series that you should have won easily, of a series that could propel you into the Eastern Conference Finals. You blow a 26-point lead, more than a 25-point lead for the first time in 166 games. First time.
It's unbelievable. It's to see some of these stats about their chances of win percentage, the money line for the Hawks, the stat you just said, the one I read about Joel Embiid and Seth Curry being the only people to have a field goal in the second half. It honestly doesn't seem real.
No. I still, look, we will go through this, and usually we'll say, around 10 o'clock we can start turning the page to tomorrow night. And I'm usually that guy that does it almost right away. I can't. I'm at a loss. I can't believe what I saw over the last 2 games from this basketball team.
It's hard to process. I mean, not to use the process terminology there, but it's hard to process what we just went through in those 2 second halves. I mean, to just watch, Doc Rivers had no answers, and he had nobody. And a lot of that goes on the players. There was no players to get him that answers. As good as Joel Embiid was, you're telling me he can't get a bucket in the final 6 minutes of a game? And then when he does get to the free throw line, he does something I've never even seen before, and that's go 0 for 2? What is going on in that locker room?
This team, and maybe this organization more so, has such, I'm not going to say loser mentality, because
there's a great cloud.
There's a losing mentality that they have to get rid of. I thought maybe they did this year.
So did I.
I equate these two. They are anticipating losing leads now.
Yeah. Once it started dropping from 18 to 14 to 12, you could just see them. It just.
I equate it to the road troubles that they had the last few years. There was no reason for it. It was a mental block. They have come up in the worst time that you could possibly have it happen, with a mental block of holding a lead in a playoff against an inferior team. Josh and Seattle, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's going on, Josh?
You guys nailed it on the head all morning long so far. B-Hawk, I agree with him. It's
it's done. It's over with Ben. He just doesn't have it. He doesn't have it in the big game. He doesn't have it when you benched a $30 million player.
It's unheard of.
You're right. It's unheard of. You can't bench a $30 million. This guy, I mean, he gets his doubles. He gets his triple doubles. I get it. But late in the game, second half, you can't have the ball in his hand. When he runs an offensive set in the half court, he's useless.
He was standing in the dunker's position last night a lot in the second half, doing nothing. Stand still. Who are we kidding that he's a shooting threat out there? Do something. Get him moving. Get the offense in motion. Again, 4 guys standing around, concreted to the floor, while Curry and Embiid, well, 3 guys maybe, just try and work a 2-man game that wasn't working.
And the other 2 things, Tobias is a ghost. I don't know what's going on there. You saw a couple of times on the sideline with him and Doc going back and forth. They definitely didn't look like they agreed late in the game on what was going on. But I agree with you guys. You got to keep speaking up then. You got to take the ball and say it's mine. I'm taking it. I'm doing it. And then Doc, I'm sorry, but
I see why Clippers fans said what they said, Josh.
Thanks, Josh. Yeah,
I mean, look, I'm not going to lie to you and say I watched every Clippers game last year and every playoff game they were in. But there's a reason that Doc has been a part of 3 teams that have blown 3-1 series leads. And reading up on Clippers fans and writers out there and everything they said last year, the exact same thing is happening here now. So maybe they weren't unwarranted in their criticisms of Doc leaving L.A.
So something came out on Twitter last night, and I got it on a retweet, so I apologize who came up with it, and I hope that it's true. But here's something that was out on Twitter. Doc Rivers, recent second-round games. Last night, 26-point lead, lost. Monday, 18-point lead, lost. Game 5 last year, 16-point lead, lost. Game 6 last year, 19-point lead, lost.
God.
Game 7 last year, 12-point lead, lost. It's a real thing. We've seen it, and some of us, some have experienced it, watched it. All of us have watched it up close. Some coaches aren't good in certain situations. Maybe Doc Rivers really struggles when his team is leading by a lot.
I mean, I was getting texts last night that Doc's a fraud, and
I'm not going to go that far.
It sounds harsh, but I couldn't. I had nothing to argue against it.
I think it's really hard to consistently have big leads and
that's a pattern.
Coach so poorly that you lose.
That's a pattern. It's
unfathomable to me, though. I mean, if Doc Rivers sat out last night, would they have had the second half of last night? Would they have had the same collapse? I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, it's not entirely on him by any means. Players still have to play the game regardless of what he's calling or substitution patterns. It's a problem. Back to the Tobias Harris thing. So I just saw a tweet from somebody that I follow. His name's, I used to work with him, actually. He was an intern of mine back in the day. Large Petroleum on Twitter.
No one cares.
He says, Tobias Harris is an all-time fraud in Philadelphia sports history. 2019 Game 4 versus the Raptors. He had 16 points, but on 7 of 23 shooting, 2 of 13 from 3, he was a -8 in the game, and the Sixers blew the chance to take a 3-1 series lead. Last night, Game 5 versus the Hawks. 4 points, 2 of 11 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, no points in the second half. He's a -10, and the Sixers blow a 26-point home lead.
It's all real.
I mean, I don't know what to say.
Took 3 shots in the second half last night.
I don't know what's up with that. Him and Ben.
It's fourth quarter.
There's no team in the NBA that can survive 2 max contract players just disappearing. There's none. Nobody can do it. It's not a winning formula. And I'm shook about the 2 of them. I really am, because the conversations for another day about moves after the season may or may not be over. I don't even want to have that today.
No.
But I'm mentally at a place where I believe something I'm not ready to say yet, and I never thought I would be here.
Yeah, I don't want to look Oh, you got to trade him for this?
No.
Because then you're doing exactly what the Sixers did, and you're checking out.
That's
and that's not who we are. Yeah,
but
we can't fault the Sixers for checking out if we're going to do the same things ourselves.
But the thoughts entered my head last night before sleep, and I went, all right, we'll see how I feel in the morning after I've kind of digested a little more. The thought was right back in my head this morning.
Well, we're going to talk about how you feel, Jamie, because you put it out there last night, and you have a feeling that maybe many others don't have, and it's a linchpin.
Is the linchpin.
And this linchpin's brought to you by PropSwap. The U.S. Open is here, and PropSwap is the app to use to buy and sell bets all weekend long. Buy a golf bet today and then sell it this weekend for a huge profit on PropSwap.com. So if you're confused about how PropSwap works, I just made 5 DraftKings U.S. Opens long odd plays, like a Tony Finau, a Justin Thomas. If these guys improve by Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I can go on PropSwap and sell the ticket and guarantee myself some money. So that's how that works real quick, dummy proof. I last night was distraught, mad, ticked off, irrational, all of it. And I sat down, I was going over my notes that I kept through the game, and I'm typing an email to you guys at 11:30 at night. And this thought was in my head, and I hate that it even crept in my head. And Pat's going to call me Billy Mumphrey and all that. I think they win Game 6.
It's time for you to shut the up.
And this is, I'm in the gutters.
Everybody is.
I still think they win Game 6.
It's time for you to shut the up.
I understand. Nobody wants to hear that today. I was mad that it even was creeping into my head. That's where I was at last night.
That's what led to Billy Mumphrey's downfall.
I'm not saying they win the series, but I think this goes 7.
I know. Like I have no explanation for the loss. I have no explanation for your optimism either.
You don't even have to respond. Pat, you don't have to respond. People on Twitter and on the phones can call me an idiot all you want. I don't care. I'm probably deserving of it because I wouldn't want to hear this crap this morning either. But I can't lie to you. That was in my mind writing the email last night.
Did you get any tweets from Atlanta fans or anything yesterday? Yeah, was that an honorable win for the Hawks last night?
The Sixers played with no honor last night.
Yes. You are the honorable James Lynch.
So I got to call it out. I see it. The Sixers absolutely soiled the bed and played honorless basketball. So, they played with no honor too. As much as Trae Young is still like the most annoying player I've ever seen.
So Coach was telling me this morning before the show that Sixers are 2-point favorites tomorrow night. Early line.
Vomit. I went 0 for 4 on my bets with this team last night.
There's so many reasons for us all to be mad, and the madness comes from, yes, the Sixers lost Game 5 in a horrible, horrible fashion. But as we talked about earlier, people are also mad because of the betting aspect of it. Sure. I mean, everyone that we talked to last night thought they were going to win by double digits.
They should have.
They absolutely should have. We talk about the things we get to do with the station, being out among the people and pregame shows and whatever, and what you're doing. It hits you on so many levels. But you're confident they're going to win tomorrow night.
I mean, confident might not be the word. That's my gut reaction. I can't tell you I have confidence in anything this team does right now.
Absolutely not.
That was my gut feeling, and sometimes you got to ride your gut.
Well, come on, man.
I know, it's a big gut, Adam. I'm sorry.
Victor in Southwest Philly, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's going on, Vic?
Hey, man, listen, I'm going to start off by saying this. Morley need to get Portland on the phone right now and get Dame to Philly.
All right, so Vic, I'm going to make you the GM of the Portland Trailblazers. The Sixers call you and say, hey, I have Ben Simmons and let's say a first-round pick for Dame Lillard. Are you doing that?
I'm going to need Ben Simmons, that first-round pick, and Tyrese Maxey. Then I'll give him.
You might be cooking there.
But still, it's Damian Lillard. I mean, he's
I love Dame Lillard, Vic. But to my point about Collins and Young mocking him and Nate McMillan going to a hack-a-ben in a second quarter, the word is out on the league. Like
that is listen, that's very pitiful. Listen, it was an overall team effort while we blew a lead. And I understand Embiid had a good game, but he don't get a pass neither. Listen, Ben Simmons and Toby for these past 2 games, they actually do have to help Embiid out. However, if you see that your 2 other stars are not doing anything, as a MVP candidate, This is what separates Kobe Bryant and LeBron James from everybody else. As an MVP candidate, you're supposed to close out that game. You sink those 2 free throws. We possibly could have won the overtime and won. And regardless, even then, we shouldn't have been in that position. And B, you got to listen. You got to close out games. You're an MVP candidate. You got to close it out when 2 of your other stars are not playing their best basketball, especially Ben Simmons. You know what Ben Simmons is not going to give you. And that's sad to say. You can't sit there and say, oh, I know what Ben going to give me. If I'm in B, I'm like, all right, I know he's not going to give me. So let me just, as the MVP candidate as I am, I'm going to turn it up a notch.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Vic. I hear you. There's blamelessness is nowhere to be found with this Sixers team.
It's such a shame because Joel Embiid, I thought, played perhaps maybe the best first half I'd ever seen him play. He was dominant on the defensive end, on the offensive end.
Shot 9 for 11 in the first. He hit his first, 7 shots? He was phenomenal.
His first 8 shots. He was 8 for 8.
Okay.
And then to see him not be able to get a bucket in the final 6 minutes, and I don't want to put this all on Joel by any means because he needs help, but I was perplexed why he couldn't get a bucket down the stretch as one of the best players in the world.
Look, there's something to be said for going to the hot hands. And when the Sixers got into an offensive lull in Game 4, I'm sure that was fresh in Doc Rivers' mind. I'm sure it was fresh in the players' mind. We can't get into another lull. We can't blow another big lead. So riding the hands of Joel Embiid and Seth Curry, understandable.
Sure.
But my God, there has to be some sort of coaching wisdom or coming either from Ben Simmons, your point guard, who's supposed to be the leader on the floor, or Doc Rivers on the side saying, okay, yeah, hot hands there, but come on, call something for Tobias.
You can't
call something for somebody else.
You can't let 3/5 of your starting lineup just stand around on the court with their shoes freaking concreted to the floor.
It was ridiculous. Look, Seth Curry, my God, praise to him.
Game,
I love the game that he had. I love the effort that he's given. He may be blameless today. I don't find a fault with him at all last night.
And look, I don't even want to put too much on Joe, but I was shocked he couldn't get a bucket when it mattered the most and that he went 0 for 2. But those two are pretty much blameless to me.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe, look, you can blame him for those final 6 minutes if you'd like. I'm not going to argue against you. Seth Curry, I can't put an ounce of blame on. He was phenomenal.
Yeah, and my problem was that you played that 2-man game for the last 8-9 minutes of the game. Sorry, that's not real hard to defend.
Have you ever heard of a basketball team having 2 guys scoring in an entire half?
No. They're the only ones that had field goals. You got 6 other points. You got 6 total points from other players besides Joel Embiid and Seth Curry last night in the second half.
That can't be something that's happened very often in the entire history of the NBA.
You know, what Atlanta did last night was they rode a hot hand of Lou Williams.
And here's where Doc Rivers comes into play. What the hell are you doing sticking with Furkan Korkmaz on Lou Williams?
And then you put Seth Curry on him after that.
You could go out there and cook Furkan Korkmaz. You had Lou Williams, one of the best 6 men in history, who was only in the game because Bogdanovich was in foul trouble, and the Hawks kind of got lucky in that regard, that they made a sub out of necessity, not out of Nate McMillan's brilliance. And then all of a sudden, Lou goes, "Oh, I got Korkmaz on me? All right, watch this."
Yeah, but
and you let it happen.
Even when Lou Williams was hot, it wasn't the game wasn't playing exactly towards him all the time. You know what I mean? But it was a pass here and there, and then, oh man, Lou's got it again. There it goes. It wasn't a 2-man game. It wasn't everything for Lou Williams. He got it out of the flow of the game. The Sixers had no flow. They went totally Seth Curry, totally Joel Embiid, 2-man game, no shots from anybody else, so predictable, and it's exactly why you got into your offensive slump. Spanky from Cobbs Creek, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What do you say, Spank?
Oh man, I was really mad. Like, all right, so let me go back 2 nights ago, right? So the first night, right, when they lost that game, right, I was really despondent. Like, there was one of them games where you even turned down sex. So,
hold on, what?
I said those was one of them games where you turn down sex because you just don't even want to be touched, right? So I got over
we got to talk after the show, man. But go ahead.
I got over that. But last night, man, I kind of was like, I was switching back and forth between Law and Order because I was like, yo, here we go again. And you seen it on, did you see the shot of Dwight Howard and them coming off the court after they was blowing that lead? They had their faces like, damn, man, like they had the damn face. Like, this is ridiculous, man. And listen, I'm not blaming Joe. And Seth was doing his thing. I'm not blaming them. You can't do that to them guys, man. They played their hearts out.
Yeah, they did.
This falls on Ben and Tobias and Doc, man. It's just simple as that. I don't want Ben no more. I don't want him no more. I'm so sick of making excuses for this dude. I'm tired of that, man. How many years do we got to keep going through the development of this guy? That he has the potential, this and that. Jimmy was right. These dudes just don't have the killer instinct, man. And I told Mike right before this series started, when Atlanta was about to knock New York off, these young boys get up for us every time.
Thanks, Spanky. Appreciate it. It's a point that has to be talked about.
Forget Ben's development. Let's talk about his regression.
There's that. We talked about this. I don't know if we said it on air before. So from the beginning of the season, and this is a small regression thing, from the beginning of the season to the All-Star break, my numbers aren't exact here. I think they showed a graph last night on the TV. From beginning of the season to All-Star break, somewhere like 61% from the foul line.
Yeah, he looked like he was trending in the right direction early in the season.
From the All-Star break to the end of the season, somewhere around 53%. And now in the playoffs, he's at 30%.
30% is unheard of.
Dude, I'm not, like, if I put you out there to shoot 100 foul shots, left-handed, you're right-handed.
Yeah.
Left-handed.
I could probably make 30 lefty.
You might be able to.
Not in a stadium full of 20,000 people.
That's the way they, I don't want to hear that.
But like in an empty gym,
that.
left-handed, I think I could hit 30%. And I'm not even BSing you. It would probably be close, but I think I could do it.
Pat, any numbers from last night? And there's so many of them, and we're going to hit a lot of them. But is there any numbers from last night that really stick out to you? I know you have some real grief for somebody.
Yeah, well, Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
Look, the number 7 sticks out. 7 stages of grief being the main one. Because right now I'm stuck on the first 4, which are all bad. Shock and denial, pain, anger, and depression. I haven't really gotten into the other part. But the other reason 7 sticks out is because 7 is the amount of shots that everybody not named Joel Embiid and Seth Curry took in the fourth quarter. 7. Ben Simmons took 0 shots. I'm a huge Ben Simmons defender. I'm a fan of the guy. I mean, 7, you don't take a shot? You don't take a shot in the fourth quarter.
Ridiculous.
You're a max player. Tobias Harris was on a milk carton giving you nothing. He has been invisible for 6 freaking quarters. He's just been MIA. And to your point, you guys talked about it. You huff and puff and, I'm not getting the ball. Demand the ball. This team lacks leadership right now. The fact that I can't get comfortable with a 20-point lead, which I wasn't yesterday, and then they proved to me why, is ridiculous. I should have been able to flip over to Law and Order because I was comfortable with that lead, and they'll get. I wasn't comfortable.
You know who can finish? Stabler.
Is that a Law and Order?
That's a Law and Order joke.
Yeah,
Pat, I thought you were going to have my back.
Way to bring it to a roaring end there.
Pat, I thought I needed you there, man. You were my Law and Order.
As you can tell,
I pulled it Tobias Harris. I've been missing this entire show.
Pat is emotional today, and rightfully so, and many people are out there. 610-632-0975. This is the John Kincade Show.
I hate all of you.
Yeah, there's a lot of hate going around, and when I was a kid, we had a saying when times like these came about. I wonder if the Sixers can take that to heart also. This is the John Kincade Show, time at the Fanatic 6:53.
The John Kincade Show.
Oh, geez, look at the butt on that. Yeah, he must work out.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Today's John Kincade Show is presented by Wendy's. Raise a glass to Wendy's new Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger, smothered in the new Bourbon Bacon sauce. This is a bourbon masterpiece that you eat at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Calling all auto techs, detailers, painters, bodymen, lot attendants, or other auto specialists. Carvana, the company that invented the new way to buy a car, is hiring for our Delanco Auto Inspection Center. Grow on the go, working with some of the most advanced tools in the industry at one of the fastest growing companies companies in America. We have open roles for all levels of experience, from hourly production associates with no past experience to master mechanics and certified painters. And our competitive pay, on-the-job training, and company-paid certifications offer all employees a pathway to success. New hires get a great job on day one with the opportunity for a Carvana career. Other benefits include health insurance with 100% of the premium paid by Carvana and other benefits. Grow your career with stability, working with the team that's disrupting the automotive industry. Now hiring for roles at all levels of experience. Go to CarvanaAutojobs.com to sign up. Carvana is an equal opportunity employer.
Paid actor endorsement. Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary. Subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas.
As a small business owner, I'm trying to build my business while keeping costs down. So imagine my surprise when I heard Pi Insurance on the radio saying I might be overpaying for workers' comp. Pi said they could save small businesses like mine up to 30% on workers' comp coverage. It sounded simple, so I went to trypi.com, got a quote in 3 minutes, and ended up saving thousands. Pi Insurance is a breath of fresh air. Their team put me at ease by explaining my policy and making sure I only paid for what I needed. It felt great to know I was protecting my employees while saving money. It's easy to see why Pi is rated excellent on Trustpilot by customers. If you're a small business owner, check out Pi Insurance for workers' comp. Ask your agent for Pi, or see how much you can save in 3 minutes at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and get your color your way. We've made it easier than ever to try and buy color. Preview paint colors in your home with our Color Snap app. Then visit swsamples.com to have color chips delivered to your door for free. Or order some peel and stick samples to try on your wall. When you're ready to paint, shop online or stop by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store and get everything you need.
It's like I blinked and suddenly all my business shifted to e-commerce.
Now my business hours are whenever my customers need me.
My customers want everything now and faster than ever. It's a whole different world.
Your business is changing. The United States Postal Service is changing with it. We're bringing you fast, reliable shipping nationwide, and we're bringing it right when your customers need it. Let's discover new routes. Visit USPS.com/new routes. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and get your color your way. We've made it easier than ever to try and buy color. Preview paint colors in your home with our Color Snap app. Then visit swsamples.com to have color chips delivered to your door for free. Or order some peel and stick samples to try on your wall. When you're ready to paint, shop online or stop by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store and get everything you need.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late, and that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sadness and misery, I don't feel either of these. I'm in a good mood.
Okay.
Hey, man, what's wrong?
Well, it just didn't sound very bluesy.
He's probably happy because he found out Honey Nut Cheerios can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
Oh, hey, Buzz.
Okay, well, let's try it again.
Smile on my face.
Nope, that's still happy.
Have a change of heart with Honey Nut Cheerios. Learn more about Honey Nut Cheerios by picking up a box at your local store.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you're looking for more out of your battery? We can help. If you're in need of higher performance, we'd go with Duralast Platinum. It's the best choice for premium power designed for your vehicle. And the line now includes EFB and AGM technology, which means we've got the right Duralast Platinum battery for you. And they're only available here at AutoZone. That's why we're America's #1 battery destination. Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2020.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Get Dad the perfect gift now at Macy's Father's Day sale with an extra 25% off his favorite designers with your coupon or Macy's card. That's on top of already great deals for him, like swim from Club Room starting at $9.99 and his new favorite jeans just $19.99. Or shop specials like 50% off Bulova watches. Plus, get your gifts even faster with same-day delivery powered by DoorDash. Now at Macy's. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Chick-fil-A knows it takes all of us working together to care for each other. And your great Philadelphia Chick-fil-A restaurants are here to serve you. They're making it convenient to get your favorites with curbside, drive-thru, or delivery. Simple ordering, endless enjoying. A little something just when you need it. Order ahead through the Chick-fil-A app and enjoy quality time together. Available from select locations. Delivery prices are higher than in restaurant and additional fees apply.
Liven up your game days with Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia, your official pregame and postgame headquarters. Start your pregame early at Sports and Social. Sip on $5 specialty cocktails or enjoy half-price nachos and $2 beer specials. Stick with Live during the game for more ways to win prizes. When the home team wins, you win. Score with Live for a post-game giveaway. For every home team run scored, we're giving away $1,000. Catch all the game day action at Live Casino and Hotel. Visit livecasinohotelphilly.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
In business, days don't just come and go. Every day counts. Whatever your day brings, with Comcast Business, you'll have the solutions you need to make the most of it. Like the power of the network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses, the freedom to control your network from anywhere, and advanced cybersecurity to help protect every device on it. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Call for details.
WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia. A Beasley Media Group station. Your home for 76ers playoff basketball and the John Kincade Morning Show.
Plug in.
This is 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
You may not officially be one of my endless cousins, but I do consider you part of our family.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Really? Turn this music off. Wow.
What is wrong with you?
I got to set the scene for listeners here. Coach is reveling in the fact that Egan is on fire this morning. Now, as many of you know, Pat Egan doesn't take losses well, like a lot of us, but Pat takes it to a new level. Like, his life is miserable. You can't talk to him. You can't ask him to do so. Like, he's just miserable. So that song comes on, and Coach is the one who puts our songs together. Don't worry, be happy. Coach is snapping his fingers and dancing, and Egan wants to jump over the desk and kill him in their studio over there.
Look, I've got two things that I can do while I have to sit in the studio here with Pat Egan all day. I can either go at him and start yelling at him and telling him to wake up and let's go and whatever, or I can play nice, good songs. Let's be happy. Sun came up today, people.
I'm not even a metal guy. I'd rather see like Slayer or just some awful grunge rock that's really pissed off. That's the type of mood I'm in today. Coach.
So Coach loves putting people in timeout on YouTube. If you look on his dating profile apps, one of his hobbies is putting people in the YouTube chat on timeout.
That could be kinky in another way.
You were on his dating profile app?
No personal questions.
Okay.
He's done with the music today.
Yeah.
He's done.
Okay.
He's not putting it in.
All right.
You don't play Don't Worry. First of all, that song sucks to begin with. When I'm in a good mood, that song sucks. And now he plays it after they blow a 28-point lead, and he's sitting here with a crap-eating grin. No, you're done.
Wow.
You're done.
We all woke up on the right side of the dirt today.
Yeah, Coach and I watched the sunrise.
Sun came up.
Yep.
What does the sun coming up have to do with it? Some days the
tomorrow.
sun doesn't come up, and it's a good day. Why does everybody go with the sun came up today?
Comes up.
I
Might
love
be clouds,
that
you don't
argument.
see it, but it always comes up.
The sun came up.
If it didn't come up, it'd be dark.
Great.
Yeah, it'd be as dark
I've
as
had
you
a lot
are
of
right
great
now.
days when the sun doesn't come up.
Well, it's a great day because it is a Wendy's Thursday, Jamie, and we are lucky enough here at the station that We're going to have some Wendy's food in a little bit. Maybe that'll make Pat happier because you can raise a glass to Wendy's new bourbon bacon cheeseburger. Smothered in the new bourbon bacon sauce. This is a bourbon masterpiece that you eat at participating U.S. Wendy's.
I need some just straight up bourbon right now.
Ooh, that kind of sounds good. So when I was a kid, we had a saying, and it was answer the call. And we used to say it all the time, and it was a challenge to each other when we were playing sports. Who's going to answer the call? And what it meant was if things were going bad, somebody needed to step up. Somebody needed to be, all right, I got this. I'll take care of it. I'll stop him. I'll do this. I'll tackle him. Whatever sport you were playing, who's answering the call? It was something that we said over and over and over again. Joel Embiid did that in the first half. I thought Seth Curry did it all night long. When it got to be the fourth quarter of this game, I saw more guys on this 76ers basketball team backing away from trying to answer a call than anything I've ever seen before. And Pat alluded to it earlier. Ben Simmons, where were you? Tobias Harris, where were you? Furkan Korkmaz, anybody else that's supposed... Matisse Thybulle, you're supposed to be a defensive stopper. Where were you? How can you shy away? How can you not have the balls enough to try to take a game in your own hands in some way? I am not saying Tobias Harris get down there and shoot 10 times in a row. Do something to help your team win. Do not shy away when your team needs you most in any way. Not only did I see guys not trying to answer a call last night, I saw them, when that phone rang, they ran away from it because they were too scared to try to do it. It is a horrible, horrible description of a player to have when you use the word scared, uninvolved, and there was more guys on that Sixers team last night that you could describe that way than there weren't. Take away Joel Embiid and Seth Curry, you had a bunch of guys that didn't even know or want to answer a call last night. Jamie, after those two, after Embiid and Seth Curry, anybody come to mind to you? Anyone at all that maybe, okay, should have seen more of him. He tried to do this.
No, it was just patheticness all around.
That's pitiful. That's pitiful.
I mean, you mentioned Furkan Korkmaz as somebody that didn't like. That's where the Sixers are at.
He's a starter.
Furkan Korkmaz was a detriment last night. Lou Williams was a plus 31. A plus 31. Get him off the court. Like, again, this is where Doc has a major role in that fourth quarter. Sure, no player really, stopped the drought from scoring. But what were you doing?
Matisse Thybulle played 10 minutes and 27 seconds in the second half. He was a minus 27. This is a second-team all-defensive guy. You had two guards going off.
Yeah.
In Trae Young and Seth Curry. You know what? That's another scary thing about all this.
Yeah.
Herter and Bogdanovich had horrible games last night. Horrible.
Yeah.
If you were to tell me before any game in this series that the Hawks were winning, I would assume those two guys would have to have big games for you.
Yeah.
You had two guards going off, and you're a perimeter defensive team, and you allowed that to happen.
Yeah, it's pathetic. And look, the Ben defenders, the things in the past have been, well, at least he gives you elite-level defense that can kind of negate some of the points, and he creates this. You can't listen to it anymore without wanting to vomit.
No, you absolutely can't.
And where was that defense? Where were those two All-NBA player, defensive perimeter stoppers last night when you needed them the most? Where were they?
No idea.
Why weren't they on the two guys that were killing you?
Yeah, do you guys have the defensive breakdowns of who's covering who?
I haven't seen the percentages yet, but I will find them.
It seemed like Coach Camille was on Trae Young, and
the fact that Furkan Korkmaz
was on Lou Williams.
It was on Lou Williams.
Guarded Lou Williams for as long of a stretch as he did, and then they switched to Seth Curry, as you said, is offensive to all of us.
Yeah.
What the hell was that coaching staff thinking?
There were so many leaks in the dam last night that, you have to find one and fix it first before you go to the other ones, and they all start. It seemed as though they had no idea what to do.
Yeah.
No idea of what changes to make both offensively and defensively.
I mean, for you, like you said, the rest of the supporting staff was not good. Bogdanovich had a bad game. Herder had a bad game.
Yeah.
Gallinari
Those two were a combined 0 for 8 from 3.
Gallinari hit a couple big, threes there for you, but for the most part was kind of okay. You can live with that. You let Lou Williams beat you and Trae Young down the stretch. You have Matisse Thybulle and Ben Simmons on your team. How does that happen? No, look, I'm not saying you're going to silence these guys, but you let Furkan Korkmaz and Seth Curry cover the guy with the hot hand.
Yeah.
How on any planet of basketball existence is that possible?
No idea. I have no explanation for so many things from last night, but I do want to tell you that the 6 a.m. hour was brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White is here for the pro, and our 7 a.m. hour is brought to you by No, I'm going to let somebody else do that later because I can't say that. Jim in Souderton, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's going on, Jim?
Hi, guys. Way too long. Nice to talk to you.
Jim,
how you doing, buddy?
Jim, before we get started, that is you in the duck-off videos, right?
Yes.
I thought so.
You like them?
They were great, man. They made me smile.
Yeah, I did get to do one yesterday, and I'm glad I did it. I went golfing, and I didn't get home in time. But I might throw one on there for tonight's NBA game just to get myself sane. But, Jamie, are you going up to North Penn Volkswagen today? Because if you are, I'll meet you right next door. I'll buy you beers, dude.
I wish I was, but no, I'm not. Because you know why? My car's running beautifully.
Well, that's fine. I thought maybe I get an oil change. If you just ever want to come up 309 North, let me know, man.
I will.
All right, Jim, you've seen a lot of sports in your life. Where did this rank?
I'm 54, around your age, and I'm telling you, I went to the Cliff Lee game. I went to the NFC Championship games we lost. I went to Super Bowl 39. As soon as the game was over, first thing I texted to my boys and said to my sons, worst loss of my life. And today, I looked at my sister-in-law who passed away 6 months ago to get life in perspective, and I'm still effing pissed off. So I don't know what to say, Bob. It's a kick in the you-know-what, and they're not coming back from this. And this is Doc Rivers every year. Loses last 3 games. He's going to do it again, and I'm pissed off.
Yeah, Jim, I think we're all with you, and thanks so much for the call. I didn't say it lightly this morning. Last night, as I told you at the beginning, I was texting with my old boss at the Daily News, who has been around Philly sports forever, just like I have.
And not just around it, like ingrained in it.
Like in the profession for a while.
Yeah.
This is the worst loss of my lifetime by a Philly sports team, and I don't say that lightly. And I understand, look, how much that Eagles loss at the Vet to the Buccaneers hurt, understand it. But if you take that game, just that game, they played a piss-poor game and lost the game. This team had a 26-point lead in Game 5 in a season where you're expected to contend for a title, and you blew it once again.
I mean, the win percentage at the point in the game was 99.6% chance that they won that game. 99.6%. The Hawks' money line on the sports books at one point went up to plus 50,000.
It's unheard of.
You throw that line out there when there's no chance, when there's a 99.6% chance of it not happening, and you just allowed Atlanta to just do it right in front of you, and no one stopped it. The coach didn't stop it. The max players didn't stop it. A bench role energy guy didn't stop it. Nobody could stop it, and it's one of the most pathetic losses I've ever experienced.
You can say it. It's the most pathetic. I've said it. It's the most pathetic loss I've seen.
I think it's the most pathetic. I don't know if it's the most heart-ripping one I've had. To me, Tampa can never be beat. But it's probably number 2.
Yeah, that was a game that had higher stakes. The reason I said
championship game.
So
sure.
higher stakes, yes, but losing a game in this fashion.
Yeah, that was the most pathetic.
But it's similar though, because with Tampa, you were uber confident that they would win because everything told you that they were going to win. I mean, Tampa didn't play well on
cold weather.
And the Eagles, it was like this was his time. I mean, I was extremely confident last night. You guys talked about it. Everybody was betting the Sixers. Hell, I was the idiot who said that I wouldn't play Joel Embiid this entire series to rest his knee. That's how confident I was about this series, and now I'm sitting here looking like a jackass because this team blows back-to-back 20-point leads in a series that really, in all honesty, probably should be over at this point. And instead, you have to go back to Atlanta. And even if they win Game 6, I'm not even confident they win Game 7.
No, why would you be?
Point? Yeah, there's no confidence to be had.
And
You're
the other part
right.
of all this that makes it so much worse is I can't recall a time in recent history where the NBA door has been more wide open.
Yeah, look at everything that happened in the NBA yesterday.
Everything was falling the way of the thoroughbreds winning. And we thought the Sixers were a thoroughbred, and they're about to be put out for glue.
Wow.
So they're Barbaro.
Yeah.
No more Barbaro.
He died.
He's dead.
So Jamie made a lot of friends in Atlanta this week.
That's my city.
Huge following down there.
That's my
Jamie
city,
Lynch
man.
loves.
They love me.
Did they? Because they were focused on me last night.
Oh, no.
They hit you up too?
Oh, yes.
Shout out to
we
Mute This
have-
Conversation on Twitter.
We have an Atlanta fan on the line right now. Caleb, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's going on?
How we doing, fellas?
Pretty terrible, Caleb. How are you, man? I bet you're feeling great this morning.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. Us Atlanta fans, we don't get a lot to cheer about, so we're really excited.
I would imagine you are.
Fellas, Ben Simmons, how much do y'all pay him?
$185 million. Just, some chump change that you find in your couch.
That guy has to give it all back, man. Trae Young has absolutely abused him all series.
Hasn't been good.
I can't disagree with you.
Caleb, what's the? Is there any fear going into a Game 6 tomorrow night from the Atlanta fan base?
Oh, 100%.
Fear?
Yeah. We could blow a 26-point lead the next two games. That's how Atlanta is, man.
Oh, okay. Welcome to the club then. Appreciate the call, Caleb. Good luck with everything.
I thought he was going to be a jerk, but he was
Caleb's all right.
He was a nice guy.
Well, see, you've turned those people down there.
John's talked about that before, about the mindset ever since the Super Bowl when they blew that huge lead is kind of a Philadelphia mindset of anything can go wrong, will go wrong.
Let me ask you this. If fill in the blank, Doc Rivers' career is most known for
winning a championship in Boston.
Still?
Yeah, I don't think
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but that's the pinnacle. So,
but is his shortcomings in the playoffs approaching
starting
to
override it?
Yeah, is it approaching a level where it's starting to override it? Because look, he had 3 Hall of Fame players. They were a great team, and I'm not taking anything away from that. That was what, 14 years ago now? 15 years ago?
Yeah. Oh wait,
he's had a lot of shortcomings since.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. A few coaches reach that pinnacle of championship.
Sure. Yeah, but when he's introduced at a dinner or wherever he goes, it's NBA champion.
Sure, and I'm not taking that away from him. But
could you imagine him being introduced as, listen to these last 6 games in the playoffs. 15-point lead lost, 26-point lead lost.
That's like the waters are starting to even out here. Because this is a certified pattern that is following him. And, players have a role in this too. I'm not letting them off the hook, but holy hell.
So you and I were talking about this on the way on our walk last break, and Pat, chime in on this. Is there something with this Atlanta team that you've come away with the last 2 games? 2 phenomenal comebacks on their part, monumental collapses by the Sixers, but is there something that you come away with from this Atlanta team that you say, oh, man, the Sixers really got to start stopping that if they're going to be able to win a Game 6.
Stopping it?
Or Sixers really need to not let Atlanta do this? Is there anything that just stands out at you about that team?
It's tough because obviously I way underestimated the Hawks. I mean, I was sitting here basically acting like they were going to walk to the finals against this Atlanta team. And credit to Nate McMillan because as I'm sitting there last night, still thinking that they were going to win that game, why wouldn't I? They were up 26. And the Hawks started to chip away. I thought, you got to give a credit to the Hawks because they don't quit.
No.
And then obviously they ended up winning the game. And then I was cursing the Hawks, but I understand the league's a game of runs. It's not so much. Last night I felt like the Hawks ended up beating the Sixers. Like the game before Game 4, I felt like the Sixers gave that game away.
Dude, the Sixers handed it to him on a silver platter.
But the
Hawks, they were okay. I'm not trying to take away.
They shot the lights out in the fourth quarter.
The Sixers,
eventually you have to give it to a team that is down by 26
but if
and
you
climbs their way back.
A freaking basket at any point in those final 6 minutes, it's a different game. They couldn't buy a bucket. You needed to stop a run. You needed to get the crowd back into it, and you couldn't. Like, as much credit as Atlanta deserves, the Sixers freaking gift-wrapped it and handed it to them.
See, I thought the exact opposite.
Atlanta,
I thought Atlanta
16
took
for
it.
22 from the floor in the fourth quarter, 73% to Pat's point.
So yeah, that's great. But you score a basket or two in that run, and it's a different ball game.
Yeah, but they didn't, and they stopped them.
Well, yeah,
I
but
equate
that's
it to, like, you guys know I'm a huge MMA fan, and there's times where you'll have a guy who's dominating an entire fight. The last minute he gets tagged, and you can see him just trying to survive. Hell, it happened last weekend. And that's what it looked like the Sixers to me, where they got tagged, and they just tried to survive to the end of the game, and they ended up getting knocked out.
What did the Sixers shoot? Do you have the stats in front of you in the second?
Sixers in the fourth quarter
They only
shot
hit 7
5
shots.
for 17. 5 for 17. The Sixers took 17 shots. Atlanta made 16. Think about that.
And you can't get outscored 40-19 in a quarter.
What's the field goal disparity there? 11 more shots the Hawks had?
The Hawks had 5 more shots, but they had 11 more field goals.
Okay. I mean, I feel like offensive rebounding late in games has also killed them. Like, they've let up too many second chance opportunities.
It's unbelievable.
You're right on that.
These
Because there was
stats are
a John Collins rebound where I went,
Yeah.
where the hell is the rebound?
No, nobody touched him in game 4. He had 2 putback dunks that got that crowd back into the game. And like, when you start losing energy plays, it's really concerning.
It's the definition of insanity. When the same things just keep happening and you can't stop them, it's not good. Jay in King of Prussia, what's going on, buddy? Jay.
Oh, sorry about that, fellas.
What's up?
I just want to speak on to the fact. I know a lot of you guys are, giving Joel Embiid the credit a lot. And guys, I understand. He really did play great for the first half.
He played great before the final 6 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, fellas. And you know what? My thing is, though, fellas, is you have to be elite. I want you guys to name me a team that won an NBA championship that didn't have an elite player. And in order to be elite, you have to be clutch. Like people are comparing this guy to the all-time greats, to Olajuwon, to LeBron, to KD. They want him to be in those category of guys. And in every playoff series that we have been in as an organization, he has folded. Now, listen, Joel Embiid will be a great player. He will be a great Sixer, and we will always respect him for the dues that he has paid. But in order for us to cross that line, he has to be elite. And I don't think he has it, man. I don't think he's that dude. And
I'm sorry, that is telling. You don't think he has it. He said he's going to become a great player. In your mind, is he already there, James?
He's a great player, yeah, but, I mean, God, I hate even, broaching Joel Embiid as a problem last night.
No, and Jay makes a great point. Great players do come up clutch, and he didn't last night.
But, I mean...
He still scored 37 points.
Well, yeah, he did.
I know.
But in the final 6 minutes, to Jay's point, you need a bucket. And where do you go when you need a bucket? Your best player. We're fresh off of that Kevin Durant performance the other night.
Yeah.
That's what all-timers do.
Yeah, but
Joel Embiid had a field goal in the fourth quarter.
To defend him a little bit.
No, you can't.
I can. I'm trying to, but you won't shut up. If you carry me on your back for 4 straight hours, that 4th hour you're probably going to be a little tired. Like, he was carrying
Jay
that
makes
team.
a great point. Clutch, great players still come up at that time. Kevin Durant, I'm sorry, played 48 minutes the other night.
All right, Jamie has a point.
Like, Joel Embiid is 9th or 10th or 11th on my list. But in the final 6 minutes of a game, when you need a field goal to stop a bleeding,
you can't have one field goal in the fourth quarter if you're Joel Embiid.
Exactly, and to go 0 for 2 from the line is so unlike him.
Yeah,
it's whatever.
So much blame
Sports
to go
suck.
around. So much blame, and Jamie has somebody in his crosshairs that he's going to talk a little bit more about when we get back. This is the John Kincade Show. I'm Bob Cooney, filling in for John Kincade, along with Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, Coach Eric Camille. Connor Thomas is answering all your phone calls, and you can make them at 610-632-0975. But you know what you have to do this weekend? Maybe it'll put you in a better mood? You got to get out to Buffalo Wild Wings. That's right. You got a Sixers game on Friday night, probably a Sixers game on Sunday, according to Jamie Lynch. No better place to go than Buffalo Wild Wings to check out all the action. You can get your friends. We're back to normalcy. Grab your friends. Get over there. They have $3 Tall House beer, Wild Earth Gulch by Goose Island. You have sports everywhere. The walls are covered with televisions. You got such great food, smoked brisket burgers, all-American cheeseburger, and, of course, great wings. I already have plans to go out to Buffalo Wild Wings this weekend. Make sure you do too. At participating locations, delivery subject to availability. Fees may apply. Alcohol is available for dine-in only. Taxes extra. Please drink responsibly.
The John Kincade Show.
God, I am so sick of this crap.
Is this the show?
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
That segment of the John Kincade Show was brought to you by Parks Casino. Clap your hands, everybody, and go 76ers from Parks Casino, the official local casino partner of your 76ers and Pennsylvania's #1 casino. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Join Jamie Lynch from the John Kincade Show, Friday from noon to 2 at Rally House, Oxford Valley, 124 Commerce Boulevard. The first 100 customers to say the password MVP to Jamie will get a $10 Rally House gift card. Plus, share your best cheesy dad joke to be entered to win a $200 Rally House gift card. While you're there, get something great for dad, including the best jerseys, polos, and drinkware for his man cave. More info at rallyhouse.com.
It's that time of year, and as a landscaper, that can only mean one thing. It's my time to hustle. And with Metro by T-Mobile, me and my brothers now have the extra tools we need to get this gig growing. Metro gave us 4 lines of unlimited high-speed data for just $25 each. Plus, they threw in 4 free Galaxy phones just for switching. Now we can keep in touch no matter where we're mowing, and keep the social feed updated, so the whole town knows who's taking charge of these yards.
You work hard. That's why Metro makes switching easy. Right now, there's 0 fees to switch. Enjoy Metro's lowest price on unlimited. Just $25 a line for 4 lines. Plus, get 4 free Samsung Galaxy phones. All on the T-Mobile network.
I'm Robin, and that's how I rule my day with Metro.
Users greater than 35 gigabytes per month may notice reduced speeds, and Metro customers may notice reduced speeds versus T-Mobile. Video streams at 480p plus device sales tax with eligible port-in and no T-Mobile service in past 180 days. 1 phone per line. Keep 4 line for promo rate. Additional terms. Limited time offer. Details at metrobytmobile.com.
Guys, waking up over and over to pee is not okay. But now, you can reduce those nighttime bathroom trips with the ingredients in Super Beta Prostate P3 Advanced. We're talking about less urges to pee at night, less bathroom trips during the day, and better bladder emptying. That's why Super Beta Prostate is the #1 prostate supplement recommended by urologists. You can try a full 30-day bottle free. Just pay shipping and handling. No strings attached and no commitments to buy. This is a 30-day supply, absolutely free. Call 1-800-485-0159. Super Beta Prostate is the best-selling brand in major retailers like Walmart. But for this no-strings-attached free bottle, you must call now. Call 1-800-485-0159. Don't miss out on this unprecedented free offer. 1-800-485-0159. 1-800-485-0159.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course we can help you find the right oil for your next change. We've got what your car's engine needs. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Pennzoil high mileage motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $28.99. And you can get it all fast your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery. Getting your job done just got easier. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Hey, this Father's Day, why not give the gift of Squeeze.com? That's right, forget ties and cufflinks. He wants to get rid of that dad bod. And Squeeze.com has something for everyone. The benefits of a juice cleanse with Squeeze.com are awesome. Less bloat, more energy, better sleep, stronger focus. It's a great jump off to a weight loss campaign. Just go to Squeeze.com, order before 1 p.m. You'll get the same day delivery by 9 p.m. Just click Mike Miss in the drop down at checkout. That's Squeezed.com.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Philadelphia area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Offices in Philadelphia, Radnor, and Allentown, Pennsylvania, and Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Michelle Ferreri, licensed in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
So, how can I promote my new curbside pickup service?
It's possible with Staples Connect.
I need custom floor decals that'll get noticed, not just walked on.
Also possible. Staples Connect can help your business grow with custom printed sales and marketing materials. Now get $10 off signs, banners, or posters when you spend $50 or more. Explore what's new at your local Staples. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. N73 valid in-store and online. Visit staples.com/signage for details.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Atlantic City. They are back. Guns N' Roses, Summer 2021. Saturday and Sunday, September 11th and 12th. Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Atlantic City. Special guest, the debut of Mammoth WVH, featuring Wolfgang Van Halen. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Guns N' Roses are back. It will be unmissable.
If we go to page 11 in the presentation, you'll see that we're on target to meet our quarterly.
Some things never change, like nobody can resist popping plastic bubbles. And Geico saving folks lots of money on their car insurance.
As I was saying, we're on target to meet. Excuse me, Miss Hansen.
Sorry, almost done.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Calling all auto techs, detailers, painters, bodymen, lot attendants, or other auto specialists. Carvana, the company that invented the new way to buy a car, is hiring for our Delanco Auto Inspection Center. Grow on the go, working with some of the most advanced tools in the industry at one of the fastest growing companies in America. We have open roles for all levels of experience, from hourly production associates with no past experience to master mechanics and certified painters. And our competitive pay, on-the-job training, and company-paid certifications offer all employees a pathway to success. New hires get a great job on day one with the opportunity for a Carvana career. Other benefits include health insurance with 100% of the premium paid by Carvana and other benefits. Grow your career with stability, working with the team that's disrupting the automotive industry. Now hiring for roles at all levels of experience. Go to CarvanaAutojobs.com to sign up. Carvana is an equal opportunity employer.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
A Philly season can sometimes get frustrating. So consider this your morning third.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
We let him off the hook. It is the John Kincade Show. John is on vacation. He'll be back on Tuesday. So Bob Cooney here, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, Coach Camille. We're trying to get you through this horrific loss by the 76ers last night. And one way you can get through it is to raise a glass to Wendy's new bourbon bacon cheeseburger, smothered in a new bourbon bacon sauce. It's a bourbon masterpiece that you eat, Jamie.
I just want
at
bourbon.
Participating U.S. Wendy's. I don't think you need food for the simple fact
what are you
of
saying, Bob? Jeez.
What's going on with you over there. And both of you are on my list, you and Egan, and I can't even explain why. So Coach comes in here during the break, and he says, I got to ask you a question. And he goes on and on and on and asks me something, and it kind of, my eyes started going, one circling one way, and the other one was going the other. What was your question again, Coach?
Just, monitoring the chat board here, there are a few that are saying that
Truth and Wisdom.
My buddy.
He's out of timeout, Coach.
Yeah, we're besties now. That Doc Rivers had nothing, in all caps, nothing to do with the loss last night. So
wait, who said this?
Well, Truth and Wisdom on the chat board is the main guy that keeps saying it. And there are some others that are saying that Doc Rivers doesn't deserve any of the credit for the loss. So I want you to explain, because you've been in basketball for many, many years, how the coach actually did have quite a bit to do with the loss last night.
Look, we gave Doc Rivers a lot of credit when he came here at the beginning of the season, and he told us that he was telling Joel Embiid to catch the ball, face defenses, and little things like that. And it, I believe, propelled Joel Embiid to get to a new level. He took Tobias Harris aside and said, "Why aren't you doing this that you used to do with me in Los Angeles?" And it took Tobias Harris up to that level of, before these playoffs, secondary scorer that you could really rely on. If we're going to give Doc Rivers credit for different things that he's done throughout the year as a coach, as well we should have, he needs to take the blame for some of the things that he hasn't done. You played a two-man offensive game for much of the fourth quarter last night. That's something that you haven't done all year. I understand riding a hot hand, but you can't do it to the detriment of losing three other players at the offensive end. On the defensive end, you had Seth Curry on the wrong people more than a couple of times last night. You were getting beat in a fourth quarter by Lou Williams and Trae Young, two diminutive guards, when your defense is made up of long perimeter defenders. Yes, I do put blame on Doc Rivers for, I'm not going to say much of that loss, but you need to do something as a coach to switch things out. If I'm overseeing a team, any team, I don't care what level it is, if I'm overseeing a team that's up 26 points going into a fourth quarter with a huge lead and I lose it, I don't put all the blame on my players. I didn't do enough to keep that lead. Does that answer your question, Coach?
What he said.
Good comeback, Gene.
I mean, Lou Williams was plus 31. How do you allow that to happen? How do you sit there on a bench, firsthand watching it, 6 feet away from your face, and do nothing? How, look, Kevin Durant, it's almost not even fair to compare people to him. He played every single minute of a playoff Game 5 the other night.
All right, real quick. You said, how do you sit there and do nothing? Doc Rivers did do something.
He put Seth Curry on him, who's equally as bad defender.
I'm just going against what's his name again? TW?
Philip?
Truth and Wisdom?
Truth and
Have some respect.
He said it was none of Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers did something, so it is on Doc Rivers.
Okay, fine.
That's all it is. That's all. Doc Rivers, if he didn't do anything, that's bad. If he did do something, it didn't work. He's part of the blame.
And here's another thing. Look, we saw Kevin Durant play every single minute. We went over the stats yesterday. A Game 5, the winner of that game advances somewhere between 84 and 89% of the time. It more or less historically boils down to the series when tied 2-2. I maybe go, hey, Joe, Tobias, I need a little more from you tonight. Can you give me 43, 44 minutes? Are you feeling good? Okay, good. Because that bench run at the end of the third quarter into the start of the fourth quarter is essentially where it started and was the downfall. And so your bench unit was horrible. So, Joe, can you give me 42 tonight? I know you're hurting, big man. I need you.
So your crosshairs right now, they're going after the coach. And look, as I said before,
no, you go after everybody after a game like that,
right? But there's really no blame not to go around. I mean, Seth Curry maybe, but let's talk about the coach a little bit more, and it's a linchpin.
This is the linchpin.
This linchpin is brought to you by PropSwap. The U.S. Open is here, and PropSwap is the app to use to buy and sell bets all weekend long. Buy a golf bet today and then sell it for this weekend for a huge profit. Go to PropSwap.com today. If you had Sixers odds before Game 4, you could have sold those and bailed yourself out.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, it's when there's a loss this bad, this historic, this pathetic, nobody's blameless. Everybody has a piece of the pie. And I hate that I've talked about Doc Rivers' role in it so much, but I can't shake what I read from Clippers fans and writers last year. And this is the reason he was available this season. There is a massive ability on his resume to not only blow leads, but to blow series leads. And you squandered a golden opportunity in back-to-back nights. Whatever has been done in these past two second halves isn't good enough And part of that blame falls on Doc. And I thought Doc had a great year. Like you said earlier, I thought he rode the wave of momentum properly in games. He unlocked the next level of Joel Embiid. He made Tobias Harris better than he was last year. He did a lot of good this year. But come crunch time, and I thought he had a good first-round series. Come crunch time in Games 4 and Games 5 of the most important series to date, I think he's come up pretty small.
Yeah, and for a coaching staff that is built the way it is.
Yeah, which is a very good staff.
I remember being in Memphis and walking to a press conference and talking to one of the 76ers assistant coaches and him telling me, Greg Foster, him telling me that Dave Yeager was a phenomenal...
He was almost a head coach himself.
Coach, yeah. Sam Cassell, you have a bench full of guys that can lead teams in this league. The part of Doc Rivers not getting blamed, Doc Rivers put blame on himself last night. He said as much. It's me also. It's the players. It's me. It's everybody. You can't go through a season without not getting coaching in the NBA, despite what Shaq O'Neal says.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not a thing. Doc Rivers has gotten a lot of praise this year, rightfully so. Doc Rivers has gotten a lot of criticism over the last couple of days. I think he would agree, rightfully so.
Yeah, he seemed very confident. I was driving home from Rivers Casino last night, and I had Devon on in the post. Devon will join us in, about a half hour or so? Can't wait to hear what he has to say. But Doc Rivers sounded a little... and look, I know he has to sell the optimism, and we'll be back here for Game 7, yada, yada, yada. I would have liked to have seen a little more pissed offness from Doc last night.
Yeah, there was one time on the sideline that somebody did something. I can't remember the exact play. It might have been a defensive series. And Doc threw his hands up in the air, went hands to knees, leaning over, mask hanging off his face. Just like, what the hell are we doing out here?
I don't think he could believe what he was watching last night.
The worst feeling in sports, and you guys know this, and you'll feel it when you're a parent. You'll probably coach your kids when they get older. Whatever. The worst feeling is when you're a part of a team and you can't put your fingerprints on the game. Like, if you're a coach and things are falling apart and you try to do this or do that and nothing is working, there is not a worse feeling in the world. When you watch your kid out there playing a game and they're trying and nothing is working, there's not a worse feeling in the world. However, as a head coach in the NBA, when that happens, you have 12 great players at your disposal. You have to find something to either make work or stop making work for the other team. And Doc couldn't find that over the last two games.
Yeah, and bottom line is, look, players are ultimately the decider in these things. You know, players got to play. Coaches only make so much of an impact, but that impact can be a huge difference from time to time.
Sure.
He wasn't good enough. The players weren't good enough. And there's a reason why we're talking about an all-time historic loss in the most crucial of spots last night. I mean, most times in NBA history, that's the series. What you just watched last night. So not only did you have a historic collapse, it came at the worst freaking possible time. My brother-in-law, Patrick, was in the upper level last night. He said that's the worst sporting event I've ever been to in my life. And at halftime, he said, this place is electric. This place is amazing. I've never been to a sporting event like this. Talk about highs and lows. They crashed and burned.
They were up. And Pat, I'm sorry, this is going to hurt you, as it will everybody. The Sixers were up 25 with 3:15 left in the third quarter. They gave up 51 points in 15 minutes. They gave up 51 points in a little over a quarter in the most important game of the season, in one of the most important games in this organization's recent history.
The fact that I no longer have faith when they're up by 20, that says it all. And I didn't. It was... I had confidence that they were going to win, but it wasn't necessarily to the point where I could tweet out, like, play the song or something like that. And in all honesty, when your team is up by 20, going into the fourth quarter, I don't care who you're playing, you should be able to, peacock around a little bit and enjoy a win and coast. And it seemed like they definitely coasted, but they had no answers when it became apparent that the tide had clearly turned. And that goes on Doc, that goes on leadership, that goes on players. I mean, they crapped the bed.
to say the least. I mean, I keep looking. I look at box scores, play-by-play. I keep looking and try to say, wow, Atlanta did this really well. I can't find myself saying it. I saw what Lou Williams did. I know what Trae Young has been doing. You can beat an Atlanta team when Trae Young goes for 39 and 10.
Sure.
You just can. And he's going to do that. That's the player he is. It's disappointing that someone like Ben Simmons hasn't been able to slow him down much at all. Really, if we're going to look at it honestly, I love the idea when they put him on him in the second game, and I thought that had something to do with it. And yeah, he shot 8 for 26 a couple of nights ago, but he went for 38 and 18.
Yeah, but on
these numbers shouldn't be happening.
Not good shooting from the floor. So
it's still 38 and 18.
No, I hear you, and whatever. I hate sports. I hate basketball. This is all crap.
Yeah,
all right, that's one way of putting it.
Yesterday, I envied those people that don't like sports. Like, we all know that guy, and you're kind of weirded out by him because he probably has bodies in his basement. But yesterday, I envied the guy who's really into art and stuff.
So, for people that don't like sports, sometimes they categorize things to us who do live for sports in funny ways. Jamie, you were driving home last night, or before you drove home last night. What did your wife Addie say to you?
So she doesn't really like basketball. She likes baseball, football, and hockey. Basketball's not her thing at all. So she reluctantly watches with me, and it's funny, like her observations.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
So her text to me last night on my drive home. I'm not sure what to say. They were up by so much. I'm really confused. That's what it boils down to.
There it is. We can talk for 4 hours about it, but that sums it up better than anything.
I got home, and she kind of woke up when I got in. She was like, what happened? And I was like, I can't. They didn't make any shots in the last 6.5 minutes of the game. She's like, but how? And I was
Why?
like, I don't know. She's like, but you have to explain this. This is like your job. And I was like, but I can't.
A little insight to the life of Jamie and Addie Lynch. Elijah in South Philly, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's happening, Elijah?
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm not good. And,
we're all in it together today, Elijah.
Jamie, don't let them reel you back in, Jamie. I need somebody to be miserable with.
We got you.
Don't let them reel you back in, because this is what they're going to do. So next game, Tobias may put up 20, but he'll probably do it in the first quarter, second quarter. And this is the problem with him. He's doing most of his scoring in the first half. I blame three people. I blame Doc the third, because like Jen said, they started to come back around the third quarter. He just kept the bench in too long. I blame Ben Simmons second, but I blame Tobias first. I can't blame Joel, and Seth played out of his mind. He's the only one who said this guy needs some help. He played beyond his ability.
Sure.
And I feel like Embiid, his position, it gets harder in the fourth quarter. When the intensity go up, you got multiple players denying him the ball. But I've seen him trying. I've seen him trying to get position. I've seen him trying to get the ball. But and do you remember the play when when Doc was talking to Harris? And to me, I felt like he was telling him, I need you to score. But Tobias was going back at him, and I felt like he was saying, what more do you want me to do? And
yeah, thanks. Sorry, Elijah, but I appreciate the call.
Don't worry,
Elijah brings up a great point here, and we kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday. Is there a disconnect there? Is there starting to get a disconnect between the two of them?
I would find that hard to believe. I mean, these are guys that have been together several years. Like, this isn't a 1 year thing. They've probably been together, 2.5 to 3 years of their careers together?
Yeah.
I think Tobias is about as even-keeled and rational.
And he's played some of his best ball.
A veteran you could have in this league. I think he's a thinker and thoughtful. I would find it hard to believe. But if there was, I think he's the type of guy that would address it with Doc behind closed doors and vice versa. So I can't imagine it would get to that point. But I don't know how to explain what's happened with Tobias Harris these last two games.
Neither do I. I mean, he's passed on open shots more than I've seen him do all year long.
I don't get what happened with what's going on with him.
And an open shot for Tobias Harris is if he's taking somebody off the dribble, he rises up and shoots.
Yeah.
He's gotten his shot blocked numerous times when he's tried to go to the basket. I told you the other day, 3 times he dribbled drive. I'm waiting for him to rise up and shoot, and he's passing out to Matisse Thybulle. Had another open look last night and passed out on the wing to George Hill. I don't know. There's not a lot of credit to be given today, but Pat found a couple of people that he might want to give a little credit to.
No, I didn't.
No?
I didn't. No, because I wrote all of this crap when they were up by 20 and sent it out, and then I scrapped it, and Coach just ignored that email. No, I'm not trying to be Patty positivity. Not tonight. I'm not
all right,
well,
screw you. Then we're going to go to Mike and Delran.
Well,
Mike, what do you got? I'm sorry. We'll go back to you, Pat.
It's fine. It's fine, Bobby.
Hey, Mike, what's going on, buddy?
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Trying to stay behind this team is like trying to stay with a girlfriend that keeps cheating on you and you swear she's going to change. I'd like to thank the Sixers team for now turning me into a drug addict because I had nowhere else to turn last night. Listen, guys, I've said this for a few seasons now. This is the curse. This is the curse. We're cursed with it.
Of the Super Bowl?
It has to be. There's no other logical explanation.
Would you make that trade again, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, so would I.
That's the thing I would. Like, if this is what sports for us is going to be like until 2025, 2026, 2028, hey, I guess this is just what we got to do. It's inexcusable. I've been a sports fan for darn near my entire life, and these last 2 games, they've blown over 40 points worth of a lead. Like, now I know how Atlanta Falcons fans feel like from that Super Bowl with the Patriots, because if you're right, it's inexcusable. My wife doesn't watch a lot of sports. She walks by and sees that at halftime we're up by 22 or whatever it was. And she's like, oh, wow, cool. And, I went to bed, and I just cried myself to sleep. So I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know how anybody can be confident that this series is coming back to Philly in 7. I don't know how there's any confidence. Because when they go into that place in Atlanta, those fans are going to be it's just, I don't know what to say.
I think there's only one thing you can say, Mike.
Go Birds.
There it is. Thanks, buddy. Much appreciated.
Man, even his birds was
Pat,
sad.
Even his bird was sad? Is that what you said?
I'm sure it was.
Pat, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off last time.
Just decided
what was
just
your
to
great analysis going to be that I cut you short
No
on?
one puts Pat in a corner, Bob.
I know, and I'm not about to, so go ahead.
So I was going to talk about the trade deadline and give some credit, but looking back on it last night, what the hell were they doing in the trade deadline? Like, you acquired George Hill and you integrate him like the Eagles integrated Golden Tate? Like, that was your big move? I'm all for not giving up young players like Matisse and Maxey, but that was your big move, was George Hill. And he looks lost.
Yeah.
Like, that was it? We all waited for them to make a move with the veteran buyout market. Daryl Morey was late to an interview with us because he was, quote, on the phone with the veteran buyout market people, agents and whatnot. But, like, that was it. George freaking Hill was your big move? And this is what happens. And we're all shocked?
I just got tweeted, if they got Kyle Lowry, none of this happens. And you know what? Look, the value that you would have had to given up for him was substantial. Kyle Lowry doesn't let 6.5 minutes go by in a fourth quarter without getting a bucket.
The Sixers team a month ago doesn't let 2 weeks ago doesn't let 6. People are questioning me. Bob, were you just saying on the radio that you thought the team was good, or did you really believe it?
No, I believed it.
No, sorry, I really believed it. They were a number 1 seed. You had a secondary scorer in Tobias Harris who was having a career year. You had an MVP. You had Ben Simmons doing what he needed to do to make this team really good. You had a bench playing well. No, I believe this team was really good, and I've seen a lot of basketball.
They can be.
I've never seen this team play the way they've played the last 2 games.
It's unbelievable.
And game 1.
I mean, as recently as last Friday, I still felt great. Great.
Yeah. Look, this is
I felt great 8 hours ago.
You can't compare. Did I feel really good about this Sixers team going into the playoffs? Yeah, I did. And had I seen enough of them to say I thought they were a good team? Yeah. They've played 3 games, 3 games that they lost, and you can break down the quarters there, where I've used this word over and over. I don't recognize who the hell they are. They haven't done what they've done in these playoffs against the Atlanta Hawks. They haven't done at all in the season. In the regular season, in the playoffs against Washington, they never did what they did in the second half, particularly fourth quarter last night, in the first 3 quarters of Game 1, and in the second half of Game 4. They didn't do it all year. If you say you saw it coming, okay, you know more than I, and I raise my hand to you. Good job. But, yeah, I thought the Sixers were a good team because they didn't show me this ever before this season. 610-632-0975. We got plenty more to go. I also have to tell you that dinner time is twice as rewarding after 4 p.m. at Wawa. Wawa Awards members earn 2 times the rewards now through June 30th. Join today. When we get back, we're going to have Devon Givens joining us for his 3-pointers at 8:10. We got a lot more to go. I know it's going to be a lot of fun. 610-632-0975. A lot of emotion out there. This is the John Kincade Show. Time at the Fanatic, 7:53.
It's a great time to hop on the BetMGM app. Thank God they have a live line because you could say bet the Sixers big, and then after the third quarter, you could cash out, which is what you would have to do at this point since they keep blowing leads. But the King of Sportsbooks wants to give new customers a chance at an easy $100. All you have to do, you place $1 on the money line of any NBA playoff game. Doesn't matter who's playing, any game. And then if either team hits a 3 in the game, you're going to end up winning $100 regardless of your bet's outcome. The catch to this is you have to use a promo code. The promo code is PatEgan100 when you make your first bet to take advantage of the offer. So what you do is you hop on BetMGM.com or the BetMGM app. There, that's for a promo code, PatEgan100. Your first bet, put $1 any NBA playoff game. When the 3-ball goes in, you end up winning. This is a new customer offer. It's paid and free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. You have to be 21 years or older, Pennsylvania only. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with Hollywood Casino Morgantown.
The John Kincade Show. Wow, getting drunk in the morning on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Today's John Kincade Show is presented by Wendy's. Raise a glass to Wendy's new bourbon bacon cheeseburger, smothered in the new bourbon bacon sauce. This is a bourbon masterpiece that you eat at participating U.S. Wendy's.
T-Mobile is bringing 5G from big cities to small towns across America. We've been investing billions to light up the largest and fastest 5G network. And now, according to competitive data from Umlaut, T-Mobile is the most reliable 5G network, too. To celebrate, we're inviting everyone to upgrade their experience. Introducing the free 5G upgrade. Bring any working cell phone to T-Mobile and trade it in for a free 5G Samsung Galaxy. Still have a flip phone? If it can make a call, you can trade it in. Plus, all our plans include 5G access on the full T-Mobile network at no extra cost.
Let's go.
Now that's an upgrade. T-Mobile is America's leader in 5G. Experience it today with the free 5G upgrade. Visit a neighborhood store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
Phone via 24 bill credits while supplies last plus tax. If you cancel credit, stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us. Qualifying credit service and undamaged trade-in required. Most reliable according to independent third-party Umlaut from crowdsourced user experience data from September 2020 to February 2021. Details at T-Mobile.com.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and get your color your way. We've made it easier than ever to try and buy color. Preview paint colors in your home with our Color Snap app. Then visit swsamples.com to have color chips delivered to your door for free. Or order some peel and stick samples to try on your wall. When you're ready to paint, shop online or stop by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store and get everything you need.
Sheila, we need to set up Johnson's quarterly review.
Janowski Investments keeps portfolios profitable, but a double client base calls for double the advisors.
Hello. Hi, Janet. I'm so sorry. Pulling up your portfolio right now. Give me a sec.
Indeed can help them hire the people they need.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Get Dad the perfect gift now at Macy's Father's Day sale with an extra 25% off his favorite designers with your coupon or Macy's card. That's on top of already great deals for him, like swim from Club Room starting at $9.99 and his new favorite jeans, just $19.99. Or shop specials like 50% off Bulova watches. Plus, get your gifts even faster with same-day delivery powered by DoorDash. Now at Macy's. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
Yo, Philly, your local Dunkin' is hiring.
Dunkin' runs on incredible crew members, flexible working hours, career opportunities, and affordable education opportunities. To help get America running, restaurants are looking for superstars to come join the team. Search for opportunities at participating franchises at DunkinDonuts.com/careers. America runs on Dunkin', and Dunkin' runs on you.
Now serving B24 at DMV window number 7.
Okay, Jim, we're next in line. Perfect, Jim. Things are going very smoothly. You remembered the cell phone bill?
Yes, and the birth certificate.
Nice. We'll have a real ID in no time. That's right. Ready to fly to Carla's graduation and then the big game. Real great work, Jim. You too, Jim.
Excuse me, are you talking to yourself?
Now serving B25 at window number 10.
That's our cue, Jim. Excuse us.
Talk yourself into Real ID readiness by May 3rd, 2023. Make a plan at dhs.gov/RealID.
Android users, BetRivers Sportsbook is ready for download in the Google Play Store. Just search for BetRivers and download the app. It's never been easier to get in the game. You'll enjoy the ease of use and critical speed of the new BetRivers Android app. Bet with a winner. Download the BetRivers Android app in the Google Play Store today. Presented by Rivers Casino Philadelphia. Must be 21 or over to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What's up, Sixers fans? It's Brian Seltzer. The home stretch of the season is here.
Simmons with a steal, and Ben gets it back and hammers it in, up high and down hard.
Harris down to the weight room and having his way.
This is not the time to miss out on anything that's happening with the 76ers. Our suggestion? Give us a humble follow right here on The Scoop, the daily 5-minute podcast from the 76ers Podcast Network. Join me, Lauren Rosen, and Matt Murphy as we set the scene on game day.
76ers begin a 4-game date with
another
the Western
home game for the 76ers. By this morning,
then take you inside the locker room for instant reaction and analysis first thing the morning after. Listen to episodes in as much time as it takes you to brush your teeth, pour a cup of coffee, or take the dog out for a morning walk. Make the Scoop part of your routine. Find and follow us by searching 76ers Scoop wherever you get your pods.
This year, make Dad's day with gifts from the Home Depot. Save on all the best ideas by shopping in-store or on the app. Choose from new innovative tools, top-rated grills, or even the latest smart cameras and devices for your home. Because what Dad doesn't love? New gear. The best gifts for the best dads. And you'll find them all at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. See store for details. Restrictions apply.
Is joint pain keeping you indoors this summer? Download Virtua's Health Guide to Healthy Joints at virtua.org/joint pain and take control of your pain today.
The new Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger from Wendy's is here with our Applewood smoked bacon and our brand new Bourbon Bacon Sauce. Download the Wendy's app for delivery of this great new flavor today.
At participating Wendy's, delivery may vary by location. Prices may be higher than at restaurant. Delivery fees may apply. Wendy's app registration required.
WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia. Beasley Media Group Station. Your home for 76ers playoff basketball and the John Kincade Morning Show.
Plug in.
This is 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Warning. If you don't laugh listening to the John Kincade Show, you might end up with resting Bob face.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
We let him off the hook.
You know, if the Sixers had leadership like we do in Chuck D'Amico, this wouldn't be a 3-2 hole that they're in now, because you know what he just did? He brought us Wendy's. Yeah, you can raise a glass to Wendy's new bourbon bacon cheeseburger smothered in the new bourbon bacon sauce. This is a bourbon masterpiece that you eat at participating U.S. Wendy's. Thank you, Chuck D'Amico, for filling up our tummies on this sad, and disastrous
that chicken
morning.
biscuit certainly helped.
Is that what you had today, chicken biscuit?
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of a honey syrup glaze on it.
It's a good time.
It is a good time.
It's a party in the mouth.
And it's on a biscuit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went with the bacon sausage on a
can't go wrong with that
today.
either.
I took the egg off.
Yeah, you're one of these.
It's
people.
on a croissant. Is that what it is? Okay. Why am I weird? I don't
Anthony,
like
and Mike don't like eggs.
I like egg. Like I make eggs a lot at my house when I cook on the weekend. When I cook breakfast, I make eggs a lot. I like scrambled eggs. I like an over easy egg. I don't like egg on my breakfast sandwiches. That's all.
What?
All right, get off my back.
I mean,
will you, please?
this is for another day, but that's weird.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's all
Guys, we're
weird at all.
turning on each other.
I know. This is what it's come to.
Come on, guys.
But you'll always have Jamie's back. If people only knew the way you treat me compared to the way you treat Jamie, it's horrendous.
In on the funk, I'm out on the stank.
That is the perfect description of how I treat both of you guys.
Yeah, it's true. Jamie's the funk and I'm the stank. Thanks a lot, Pat.
Hey, the Phillies
You've ruined me.
The Phillies won.
Phillies did win 2-0. Zach Wheeler with another unbelievably good effort.
He's so good.
Did you watch a little bit of that game? I watched the
No.
first 4 innings I watched it. But if you would have said to me, come up to me and said, "All right, what just happened?" I would have been like, "Huh?" I was watching it with a blank stare.
I was in an anger haze.
Yeah, I
And,
think everybody was and probably still is.
Oh yeah, this anger's not going away anytime soon. When you blow a game that you hadn't blown in that fashion in 165 consecutive games, that's a historic all-time loss. And my buddy sent me his top 5 losses, which we'll get into at some point, which I think were pretty good. They're not championship caliber losses, but that's a historic loss nonetheless.
Yes, it is. And like I said before, in my lifetime in Philadelphia sports, it is to me, the worst loss.
I would say the most pathetic. I don't know if I can go worst because
it wasn't season ending.
It wasn't championship game. It wasn't 93. It wasn't 2000. But it's the most pathetic.
Yeah, it's look, emotions are raw. They always are the morning after. And we'll get through that all today. Tomorrow will be more about looking forward to Game 6, which we haven't done yet, and maybe it won't be fun to do, but we will do that tomorrow. Jamie's confident.
No, confident, no. My gut
No,
just
you said there's going to be a Game 7. That's confidence.
My gut last night shocked me, and I said they're going to win Game 6. And nobody wants to hear...
not confident?
That's what led to Billy Mumphrey's downfall.
Because I'm not confident in saying it. It's just what my gut said. I'm just going on my reaction. It's not. I don't have any confidence saying that. Do you understand? There's a difference, right?
Yeah, we've heard your gut this morning come out the other side.
Yeah, but there's a difference between your gut and confidence. I have.
Jamie, are they going to win Game 6?
I think they actually are going to, but I'm not confident in saying that.
Okay.
Right? I mean,
no, okay, all right.
Gut and confidence are two different things.
You feel dirty saying it.
Yeah, I feel really filthy saying that.
You smell dirty.
I don't smell dirty. I showered 3 times since yesterday morning.
Well, Seth Curry last night...
3 times?
I just mowed the lawn. Nobody cares.
Jeez, grow up.
Ah, good man. Seth Curry last night showed me something and showed everybody something. And through these playoffs, he's been great. He's exactly what someone like Joel Embiid needs. It's somebody that you bring in, outside shooting, opens things up from the inside, a shooter who can take over offensively, but when he's not taking over, just the sheer threat of him spreads the floor, makes it a good time for Joel Embiid. However, here was my pet peeve of last night. It can't be solely him when he's hot. Where the hell was everybody else? You made it a 2-man game for the last 9 minutes of that all-important Game 5 last night. You can't do that. Why has this offense become so predictably bad in the last quarters of the last few games? It's not because of Seth Curry. It's not because of Joel Embiid. But it is kind of because of them, because Doc Rivers is solely going to them. You ran through Seth Curry last night on every possession down the stretch when you hadn't done that all year long. He got his points as an afterthought all year long, and in a great way. But to run the offense through him solely last night for the last 9 minutes of the game, that just didn't sit well with me, Jamin. I think it was a big part of why they lost that game.
Yeah, I don't think you can let a Tobias Harris or a Ben Simmons fall away from your offensive game plan. You just can't. You can't allow that to happen. You can't. And to a degree, I give Doc some credit for trying to ride the hot hand. But again, I'm going to read this stat, and I still can't comprehend the words that are coming out of my mouth. Joel Embiid and Seth Curry were the only 76ers to make a field goal in the second half. They're the only duo in the last 15 postseasons to make all of their team's baskets in a half. They're also the first duo since the NBA merger with 35-plus points on 60% shooting each in a playoff loss. Had you told me before this series you were going to get what you were going to get from Seth Curry, I would have said Sixers in 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And you're on the verge of elimination.
Because you're anticipating the other guys are still going to give you something.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Seth Curry's been phenomenal. And he's one of him and Joe, and, the final 6 minutes were atrocious, and they're the only guys that hardly get any blame. But even then, in the final 6 minutes, you need a bucket from your best player. And he couldn't provide it last night, whether it was his fault or the rest of his team's fault. When you have a historic collapse like that, nobody's blameless. Nobody.
Of the 44 points they scored in the second half last night, 25 came from Seth Curry.
Jeez.
13 came from Joel Embiid. Those two combined to shoot 12 for 21 from the floor. The rest of the team, Ben Simmons had 2 points on 2 of 6 foul shooting, 0 for 1 from the floor. This is all second half. Tobias Harris had 0 points in the second half on 0 for 4 shooting. Furkan Korkmaz had 2 points from the foul line, was 0 for 2 from the floor. Shake Milton 0 for 1 from the floor. George Hill 0 for 2 from the floor. Dwight Howard 0 for 1 from the floor. Those are second half numbers of your Philadelphia 76ers.
Right.
You got outscored 69-44 in the second half.
I see your crap stat, and I raise you. In the second half of the last 2 games, Joel Embiid is 3 for 21 from the field. Ben Simmons, sit down, is 1 for 2.
In the second half?
In the second half. Tobias Harris is 2 of 7.
Oh, my God.
Joel Embiid being 3 for 21 is eye-popping. Ben Simmons attempting 2 field goal attempts is maybe the most pathetic stat I've ever read in my life. Tobias Harris, 7 shots. You have $350 million tied up in 2 guys who in 2 second-half performances attempted 9 field goals.
Combined.
That is pathetic. There's no other way to say it. It's inexcusable, it's cowardice, and it's pathetic, and you're not going to win crap with that happening.
Yep. And maybe we can get some more explanation here on a hard-to-explain loss, but if there's anybody we're going to go to, it's Devon Givens.
This is the three-pointer with Devon Givens on 97.5 The Fanatic, home of 76ers basketball.
And Devon, as always, joins us on the Comcast Business Hotline. And he's brought to us by DraftKings. It's America's top-rated sportsbook app, so download DraftKings now. I donated a lot of money to DraftKings last night, so they should be very happy this morning.
And I'm sure they are, and I'm sure somebody who's not very happy like the rest of us, although he's probably more even-keeled than the rest of us, too, is one Devon Givens. What's up, buddy? How are you today?
Yeah, I don't know.
Devon, you're our voice of reason here. Come on, man, save us.
You got to love when a sports talk radio guy says, and the 4 of us have all done it today, I don't know what to say. That's what last night left you, right, Devon?
That one was tough. The building was electric, and the way that they performed in the first half, Bob, we talked about it during the pregame, where they had to get off to a good start, and they did so. And at one point, you're just sitting there thinking, just finish them, put them away.
Yeah.
Don't leave any doubt to what this game was. Similar to what we saw in game number 4, where they were up 18 and they just could not get over the hump. And it looked like that was on the way yesterday. But so I'll start my first one with, I'm not trying to get cute with anything here today, where we'll dive into different things. But Simmons, to me, as a supporter of his and someone who's really backed him for so many years now and taken on many fights in regards to Ben Simmons and his performance on the floor. He was awful last night offensively when the game, even when there's no pressure on him throughout the first 3 quarters because of how well the game has gone, he got too much into facilitator mode and got comfortable with it instead of, again, helping his teammates attack and continue to add and build and put that team away. And then when it comes to the 10 missed free throws, unacceptable, simply with what he did at the free throw line. And I don't know, again, what you do about it. I had a theory of Jamie, of going to the free throw line. He made the one, step right back to the free throw line, the second one, demand the ball back and shoot it. Don't go through your normal routine because that's not working. So you have to try something different. So a terrible performance by him last night. So he's number one for me.
Tavon, and here's a question for you that I never thought I would ask, and I think a lot of people have it on their minds. Are the Sixers right now a better team when he's not on the court?
Wow.
Oh, geez. The fact you're even thinking.
Well, let's go back to some of the things I talked to you guys before towards the end of this regular season when I know I specifically talked to you guys about one end-of-game situation where I said, I believe it was 2:44 top of my head now, 2:48 left on the clock, and I said, take him out of the game for the final 48 seconds until the 2-minute mark and put George Hill in.
Right.
And a lot of people scoffed at that, and they said that, no, you can't do that. He's your star. You can't. What kind of message are you sending? Well, we've seen now the last two games where Doc Rivers has done that, where he has taken him off the floor because he has not been good enough to leave on the floor in those situations. So I would say it'd be more specific to situational basketball when you ask that question than more so not being a better team off the floor. More situational when he has to have the ball and they need points as far as the free throw line goes.
What's your second point of last night's horrible loss, Devon?
Again, not getting cute. 2-for-11. Tobias Harris. That wasn't cute either. That was an ugly performance from him. Where's his confidence anymore? We don't know where it is. Even in a loss or even in a closer win where he had 20 points and you're like, okay, you didn't need any more from Tobias Harris. He gave you 20. 20 would have been nice last night because 20 last night on number one, you would have got more than 11 attempts. Probably would have got around that 15, maybe shot 7 of 15. Did not get to the free throw line either. I don't know what's going on with Tobias Harris. Is he reverting back to the Tobias Harris that we talked about needing to prove himself from last season in the postseason against Boston, where he was, again, awful there? He's been really good so far. These last two games, he's just disappeared.
Is there something going on, do you think, between he and the head coach?
I heard you talk about it. I heard you mention it, even in Game 4. Can't ignore it. But as a veteran player, you would believe that, once again, even if that's not necessarily your personality, to grab a hold of the ball, squeeze it, and say, this is mine when I know my team needs something, and deal with the conversation later, then that's what I want to see from one of my leaders of the basketball team. And that is not something that I am seeing. If there is something between he and the coach, well, guess what? They got 24 hours really to figure it out, because I don't want to say 48. Figure this out now, and by the time you get to Atlanta and you're ready for Game 6 tomorrow, a huge one, a must-win, as we know, then that needs to be gone by the time tip-off happens on Friday night. So I hope there's nothing between he and the coach. This is the wrong time for something to be up between he and the coach.
Totally agree. What's your third point, Devon?
They missed Danny Green.
Wow.
I don't know that I would have ever said that. And it's not, again, for the shooting necessarily. It's for the leadership on the floor, his presence, and the rotation being back to normal. Now things are out of whack. Furkan Korkmaz got off to a fantastic start, but it wasn't sustainable. And then you had to go deeper into the bench, and Tyrese Maxey comes in at one point just to give a few minutes. Shake Milton has a good stretch, but then he's going off. George Hill looks aggressive early where he takes a three-pointer, misses it, but he goes back down Trae Young early, gets a bucket where everything was rolling in the first quarter. They miss Danny Green. They miss his presence. I'm sure they miss his voice. Even though he was on the sideline last night in his street clothes, he's not on the floor. So I don't know how much that was carrying to the floor, to the team, as things were happening. I think they missed him greatly.
Devon, we've had some debate today, and look, when you have a historic collapse of the like they did last night, nobody's blameless. How critical was Doc Rivers' role in the collapse in terms of leaving Korkmaz on a hot Lou Williams, in terms of allowing Tobias and Ben to fall out of the game offensively, to having an offense with no movement to it while Seth Curry and Joel Embiid tried to bail you out? What do you look to with Doc last night?
So last night after the game, driving back from the studio, I got a call from someone in the league and someone I trust, and they told me that Doc Rivers, and I said this to you guys before, that he's stubborn. Said this on the air a few times. He's stubborn. Bob, you've been around him. You know, since Boston and Los Angeles.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's stubborn. And the thing that they told me was he is not great at adapting to the moment when things are going wrong. Doesn't adjust to the moment, doesn't adjust and know how to stop the runs. And Jamie asking that question, again, just getting that information last night, we're seeing that firsthand right now in these last two games.
But
So,
Devon, sorry to cut you off, Devon. This is a man that's been around the NBA for 4 decades.
Sure.
It shouldn't take much to realize that Lou Williams is absolutely cooking Korkmaz, and to not it's such surface level obvious things. How is that not corrected?
It's something with him that now. But to your point of all of that, then it also goes to those 3-1 losses in the series that follow him, right, Jay? So he does have the reputation of being a great coach, but he also has that reputation too. So if there's a stain on his resume for who he is, it's those types of things. And let me give you some numbers on the other side, Jay, where you talk about not being able to stop things. And I got some information also from Jerry Monzo, the great statistician down there for the team that does stuff for television as well. The last 2 second halves in games 4 and 5, right? 24 for 69 for 35 points, a total of 82 points in the last 2 games in the second half. Last night, the second half, as you talked about with Embiid and Curry, they were 12 for 22 for 38 points. The rest of the team, 0 for 10 for 6 points.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
The last 2 first halves, the total, 124 points in the first half. So look at the discrepancy right there, where the first half and the second half, the other team is out coaching or making the better adjustments during halftime, and it's really hurting the 76ers and Doc Rivers and not figuring it out. He has a coaching staff of Dave Yeager, Dan Burke, who's a defensive guy as well, and Sam Cassell. And you would think that building that type of staff, that you would listen to them. There's no way that they have not said something to him in these last 2 games where it just didn't click with him. He didn't like it, accept it, and he decided to just go with his gut and go elsewhere. His gut is not working, and these things are terrible. And the bench the last 2 games, 13 of 35. The last 5, they had a stretch where the bench scored 5 points in 5 minutes and 35 seconds, and you know what the bench did last night on the other side with the Atlanta Hawks with Lou Williams, Gallinari as well.
Devon, real quick, your confidence level for tomorrow night, Game 6 in Atlanta, what is it?
I'll talk to you pregame tomorrow and let you know.
All right, buddy. Thanks so much. We greatly appreciate your 3-pointers, Devon, and we will be talking to you. Tonight you'll be on the airwaves, right? 6 o'clock?
I'll be on at 7 following Cousins Corner.
Oh, okay. That's right. It's Thursday. All right. Cousins Corner tonight, and then Devon Givens. Devon, thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, buddy.
See
All
you,
right,
Devon.
need to let you know that the 8 a.m. hour is brought to you by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. Now, we're getting a lot of feedback here on you, Jamie.
On me? What the hell did I do?
Well, Korkmaz wasn't on Lou Williams all that much. He only played 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. He was getting cooked a lot in the third. In the fourth, though, he only played
half.
Yeah. Matisse Thybulle played almost 8 minutes in that fourth quarter and was a minus 23.
Yeah, that's
like how is it that the strength of your team, your perimeter defense, isn't perimeter defending?
Yeah,
what is going on here? Lou Williams, Trae Young, Ben Simmons, Matisse Thybulle. Don't let those guys shoot anymore.
Yeah, and if you have to live with a Gallinari or somebody killing you from deep or a Herder who was invisible last night, sure, I can live with those chances. When you're letting Lou Williams come in because Bogdanovich was in foul trouble, like that is stoppable. Lou isn't the player he's been in his career at this point. That is not unrealistic to ask.
Yeah. He's a master of what he does. Of what he does.
Sure.
But you can't allow that to happen. 2-3 times down the floor. Okay. Hey, don't let Lou Williams get the ball in his hands. When that happens and your perimeter defense is supposed to be as good as it is, that's just ridiculous. Jamie, you say that you have some irrational thoughts coming up. That goes like hand in hand with who you are.
I'm a very rational person.
And all of Atlanta would agree with me right now. But you have some really interesting thoughts coming up in the next segment about some irrational things. Irrational is the word that surrounds the 76ers today. This is the John Kincade Show. I'm Bob Cooney, along with Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, and Coach Eric Camille. Time at the Fanatic right now is 8:22.
My goodness, it is tough to get going on a morning after a big loss like that last night. It's Coach Eric Camille. So let's try and shed a little positive on what we saw last night. The Sixers have a huge Game 6 tomorrow night in Atlanta. And looking at my Twin Spires Sportsbook app, the Sixers are still a favorite to win tomorrow night's game at -2.5. And if you want to throw a couple bucks down on the game, you can use your Twin Spires Sportsbook app just like I do. With the Twin Spires Sportsbook, you can get rewarded every time your team wins in the playoffs. Download the app today and place a bet on any team to win the NBA title and get a free $10 bet for each playoff win. That's right, it's $10 per win. Any team of your choice. Just download the Twin Spires app and use the promo code WINBA. Twin Spires is a proud partner of the Presque Isle Downs and Casino. Void where prohibited for terms and conditions. Visit twinspires.com. Offer valid for new players on a minimum bet of $25. Must be 21 and physically present in Pennsylvania to bet. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
Uh-oh. Looks like I'm in for a bad hair day.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Win a free week at the beach from 97.5 The Fanatic.
Starting Monday during the 8 a.m., 12 noon, and 4 p.m. hours.
When you hear the Fanatic Fudgy Wudgy Man.
Hey, Fudgy Wudgy Man.
Call our contest line at 215-263-0975.
The 10th caller will win a $50 gift card good for a one-day juice cleanse from Squeeze.com to help you get in shape for summer.
And you'll be in the running for the grand prize, a free week at the beach from 97.5 The Fanatic.
Win a free week at the beach from 97.5 The Fanatic, sponsored by Squeeze.com, the best juice cleanse on the market. Order online and get same-day delivery at Squeeze.com.
And 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Refresh your summer at Wawa. Beat the heat with our handcrafted smoothies and refreshers. Our refreshers are handcrafted with 100% real fruit juice and green tea for a rejuvenating burst of energy. Try our delicious flavors like mango passion fruit or strawberry dragon fruit refreshers and a mixed berry or strawberry banana smoothie, crafted to keep you cool. So refresh your summer with our handcrafted refreshers and smoothies. Made fresh your way at Wawa. Summer is here, and Wawa's Blueberry Cobbler Coffee is back for a limited time. Enjoy notes of blueberry, buttery brown crumble, and fragrant vanilla flavors in every sip. Stop in to try this perfect summer cup. Or you can use the Wawa app to order ahead or get it delivered. Make your morning even brighter with a cup of freshly brewed Blueberry Cobbler Coffee. Back for a limited time. Gotta have a Wawa.
It's that time of year, and as a landscaper, that can only mean one thing. It's my time to hustle. And with Metro by T-Mobile, me and my brothers now have the extra tools we need to get this gig growing. Metro gave us 4 lines of unlimited high-speed data for just $25 each. Plus, they threw in 4 free Galaxy phones just for switching. Now we can keep in touch no matter where we're mowing, and keep the social feed updated, so the whole town knows who's taking charge of these yards.
You work hard. That's why Metro makes switching easy. Right now, there's 0 fees to switch. Enjoy Metro's lowest price on unlimited. Just $25 a line for 4 lines. Plus, get 4 free Samsung Galaxy phones. All on the T-Mobile network.
I'm Robin, and that's how I rule my day with Metro.
Users greater than 35 gigabytes per month may notice reduced speeds, and Metro customers may notice reduced speeds versus T-Mobile. Video streams at 480p plus device sales tax with eligible port-in and no T-Mobile service in past 180 days. 1 phone per line, keep 4 line for promo rate. Additional terms. Limited time offer. Details at metrobytmobile.com.
Get Dad the perfect gift now at Macy's Father's Day sale with an extra 25% off his favorite designers with your coupon or Macy's card. That's on top of already great deals for him, like swim from Club Room starting at $9.99 and his new favorite jeans just $19.99. Or shop specials like 50% off Bulova watches. Plus, get your gifts even faster with same-day delivery powered by DoorDash. Now at Macy's. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
If you're trying to be your best, whether that's the best office bingo player or the best volleyball player on the planet, you're going to need some help. Almonds are that help. You're a teammate to tackle anything and everything. Whether you eat them by the handful, or sipping on an almond milk smoothie, almonds are natural fuel for the best you. Your snack to keep your head in the game and body energized. So, whether you're going for the top step of the podium or another round of bingo, refuel with almonds. California almonds. Own your everyday, every day.
So, how can I promote my new curbside pickup service?
It's possible with Staples Connect.
I need custom floor decals that'll get noticed, not just walked on.
Also possible. Staples Connect can help your business grow with custom printed sales and marketing materials. Now get $10 off signs, banners, or posters when you spend $50 or more. Explore what's new at your local Staples. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. N73 valid in-store and online. Visit staples.com/signage for details.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late. And that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Home is where your life happens, so don't settle for slow internet. Switch to Verizon Fios for upload speeds up to 25 times faster than cable, so you can video chat and game with ultra-low lag. Power your connected home with the 100% fiber optic network, only on Verizon. Based on Fios Gigabit Connection Plan wired upload speed of up to 880 megabits compared to advertised cable upload speeds for Xfinity Gigabit, Spectrum Internet Gig, and Optimum 1 Gig plans, as of February 16, 2021.
Amazon is offering sign-on bonuses up to $1,000, plus get up to $20 an hour for select roles. The best part? We're hiring near you, so start now to take home something greater. New, higher wages with a sign-on bonus, a range of real benefits, and career growth opportunities in a top-rated workplace. So earn more and see how great pay and sign-on bonuses can lead to a greater life for you. Go to amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Chick-fil-A knows it takes all of us working together to care for each other. And your great Philadelphia Chick-fil-A restaurants are here to serve you. They're making it convenient to get your favorites with curbside, drive-thru, or delivery. Simple ordering, endless enjoying. A little something just when you need it. Order ahead through the Chick-fil-A app and enjoy quality time together. Available from select locations. Delivery prices are higher than in restaurant and additional fees apply.
Rally House, shop every team in town. College and pro, come on, it's time to go.
Gear up for the ballpark, Philly. Shop Rally House for the latest Philly styles, including the most popular Nike jerseys and the best selection of throwback gear.
Eagles, Sixers, Villanova, Penn State, Temple, Phillies, Flyers, don't be late. Rally House, Rally House. It's your city, it's your house, it's the Rally House.
Shop in-store and online at rallyhouse.com.
Atlantic City. They are back. Guns N' Roses, Summer 2021. Saturday and Sunday, September 11th and 12th. Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Atlantic City. Special guest, the debut of Mammoth WVH, featuring Wolfgang Van Halen. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Guns N' Roses are back. It will be unmissable. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
You think Jamie has some really crazy opinions? Don't worry. We do too.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show, Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, Coach Eric Camille. We got Connor Thomas answering your phone calls. Heavy Chevy Mike is doing what he does on the YouTube channel. Coach, real quick, what are the YouTubers talking about today, and how's the mood there?
Well, it's not good on there.
No?
Obviously. But the majority of the conversation is blaming for trade Ben Simmons. He should be gone. Somebody just said that posed a very interesting question. Will tomorrow night's game be the last time we see Ben Simmons in a Sixers uniform?
Well,
I don't.
It's impossible to say. That's a conversation for another day. But if I could ever get inside the brain of somebody last night, or be a fly on the wall to a conversation,
yeah,
I would be fascinated to hear what Daryl Morey and Elton Brand were thinking.
Yeah, look, as I told you guys before, I can't look past this. You have a Game 6 coming up that obviously you have to win.
Yeah, and that's why it's for another day.
It is. It just is. I hear you on all the complaints about Ben Simmons, and I'm there with you. My God, that was awful. God-awful last night. And you can't have that. You can't have that free throw shooting. Jamie, you pulled up a clip off of Twitter.
Yeah, it's an old John Clark clip. And at first I thought it was last night's clip, but then I realized Ben didn't have facial hair. So I look at it. The date is November 29th, 2017. Now,
almost 4 years ago.
This might have been the first time Scott Brooks did the hack-a-ben. Because remember,
he shot 26 free throws or something like that in the game.
Yeah, like Scott Brooks was one of the first ones to implement it in a game. Right. So this clip is 4 years old. And Ben, after the game, says, when asked about hack-a-ben, it's not going to happen for that much longer. I'm going to knock him down.
He's speaking about free throws.
Yes.
And this was almost 4 years ago.
And somehow he's gotten worse.
That's not true!
I don't need to hear Ben Simmons talk ever again about his game. Well, I don't mean that to
as long as he's playing, he's going to have to.
I don't mean that to sound like a J.O. I just mean it in that I don't believe anything that comes out of his mouth anymore. And I understand he's got a psychologist, and it's clearly between the ears, and he's working on it. But he's probably right-handed. And
he's right-handed.
He's probably shooting with his offhand, which for some reason David Simmons thought was a good idea at a young age. I'll never understand it for the life of me. But I can't believe a word that comes out of his mouth anymore. That's where we're at now, going into his 5th year of play, his 6th year as a Sixer next season. I have no tolerance for the offseason videos. I have no tolerance for the words that he says. We all need to see it.
What the heck was that?
My neck. Just kind of seized up on me. Sorry.
Jamie's playing injured today, for those who don't know.
We need to see it. The words are meaningless.
Yeah, and for the right-handed thing, and people have asked me this over the last couple of days, well, is he right-handed? What happened? He's right-handed. So one of the first times I saw him practice with the Sixers, we were down at Stockton University, and the Sixers would practice in training camp, and they would let the media in for the last, say, 10, 15 minutes so we could watch him. At that time, the Sixers were working on inbounds plays, and they were going the length of the court in like 5 seconds, 3 seconds, different situations. Ben Simmons was inbounding the ball. One of the plays they ran was him throwing a three-quarter length pass to somebody who curled off of a pick. When he threw it right-handed. And I turned right away to somebody next to me. It might have been Devon. I was like, did you see that? He just threw that right-handed. He threw out a first pitch of the Phillies game.
Right-handed.
Right-handed. He's right-handed.
Watch him around the rim. He jumps off.
He prefers to shoot right-handed.
He jumps off the wrong foot more than 50% of the time. His little baby hook he does is right-handed. Look, being a lefty in sports is usually a huge advantage, so I guess that's the reason why. But when you're young and bigger and stronger and faster than everybody you're playing against, you can get away with that stuff. When you're playing with the top 1% of the world's players, you can't.
Yeah, Devon made a great point. Something's got to change at the foul line. You can't keep doing the same things over and over again and having these results. You know, I was always taught you go to the foul line, if you make the foul shot, you don't move. You stay there, you get the ball back, you do it again because it worked. If you miss, get off the line, reset yourself, and go. He's got to do something, whether it's a couple inches to the left, to the right, move back, whatever it may be. I still think he needs to come up through his legs a little bit better. He's too straight up and down and shoots with all arms, he's not that good of a form shooter that he should do that.
I've said to you before, he does a push-pull thing.
Yeah.
It's why he gets these weird rotations on his free throws. He's pushing with, like when you shoot with your offhand, it's an unnatural push. It's not the fluid off the fingertip motion you're used to. And then his dominant hand is kind of pulling as he pushes.
Yeah.
And it creates this weird diagonal rotation.
He doesn't have good arc on his shot.
No, and I used to believe we were going to get to a point with him where this wasn't an issue and he was going to develop that 10-foot and in-game. I'm at the point now where I just don't ever think it's coming.
I wish you would use the backboard. Like, just bank
On
every
a foul
shot.
Just go Rick Barry
Like,
underhand.
it sounds stupid, but, like, you don't need to swish it. Just use what you got. use the backboard, please.
You're not going to get anything. Look, it's either in or he has no chance because he's such a line drive shooter. You know, as a free throw shooter, if you get arc on the ball and you hit a rim, you have that shooter's touch. You have a chance that it rolls around, goes in. It might hit the front rim, hit the backboard, go in, which we've seen many times. With Ben Simmons with the line drive, it's like throwing something through a small hole. Either you do it or you don't, but you don't have a chance for a roll to go in because of his lack of arc on his shot. It's something they need to work on, and quite frankly, it's not that hard. But
it really, it's the one thing any NBA player should be able to improve.
I agree.
Fairly easily.
I totally agree. For all the dribbling exercises that we see, and 2 balls, 1 in each hand, and 3 balls, and between and all of that stuff that you work on, free throw shooting should be one that comes rather easily.
I've never seen anything so bizarre. Like, I thought Markelle Fultz was bizarre in the way that all unfolded.
And it was.
And it was. Ben Simmons, to me, is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in the NBA. Because he has all the talent in the world, athletically. Defensively, we know that. Facilitating, we know that. But he has this gap in his mind where he can't get over it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I have confidence to say he ever will.
Yeah, so how long do you give him? I mean, like, at what point are you just...
Again, I want to...
We're being reactionary, but...
Well, no, I want to win Game 6 first before I get into these...
Yeah, he's what you have, so improve what you have right now.
It's not over yet.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get to that conversation
it's
yet.
not... It's not going to improve this playoff run.
No, clearly not.
Because this guy can't even improve in the offseason, and you guys have said it. It's the simplest thing to improve, and yet he's impervious to improving on it. I don't know what this is the second coaching staff now that you've got veteran players on it like Sam Cassell who can't get through to him. Dan Burke obviously can't get through him. Doc Rivers can't. So how, like... I understand you don't want to ignore what's going on now with the playoff run because it's not over, but last night was the first time that I actually thought, like, okay, if he doesn't improve by next year, like, I'm done. Because I can't deal with this.
Honestly, I think another year is generous.
And I'm probably being very reactionary because I understand what he gives you.
Yes, and that's why I want another night's sleep before I say something I'm going to regret. But those thoughts are in my head, and I can't get rid of them.
Well, I've already said enough about this series that I already regret. So what's one more statement?
Hawks, baby.
I mean, let's sit Joel Embiid the entire series to rest his knee.
Yeah, that was pretty dumb.
If Pat sounds like he's in a better mood to all you listeners out there from 6 o'clock this morning, it's because Wendy's was brought in and we filled his little tummy with some food. So raise a glass to Wendy's new bourbon bacon cheeseburger smothered in the new bourbon bacon sauce. This is a bourbon masterpiece that you eat at participating U.S. Wendy's. Now, Jamie, you have often been irrational.
No, I don't think so.
I think it's a big part of your life.
You and John say this,
I
but
embrace it. Don't ever compare me.
You guys say I'm irrational. When am I irrational?
I adore it. You have irrationalism about you.
No, I'm such a rational person that I think you irrational people take it as irrationalism.
You're outside the box. Irrationalism actually is so common that it's rational. Is that what you're saying?
To you guys. To me, it's being completely rational.
He's going to try to explain some irrationalism here in a linchpin.
This is the linchpin.
And this linchpin is brought to you by PropSwap. The U.S. Open is here, and PropSwap is the app to use to buy and sell bets all weekend long. Buy a golf bet today and then sell it this weekend for a huge profit. Go to PropSwap.com to check it out. It's kind of what we were just talking about. I have the same thoughts as everybody else. I'm getting tweets. He's officially played his way out of town. I'm done. Trade him for whatever you can get. Yada, yada, yada. I'm right there with you in your thinking. I've been in his corner for, what is this, his 5th year or 4th? I forget. I've been in his corner all these years. I thought it was coming. You can't be a championship team when you're removing one of your max players from the court in crunch time. If you're lucky, you get 3 max players. You need all 3 of those players to contribute to be a championship team. I mean, it's just the facts. And when you have Tobias Harris doubling down on the no-show, it's got my brain in a bad place.
Yeah.
And I can't defend it anymore. If you want to call up and in a couple days if they end up losing this series, even if they go on to win, and you're done with them. I get it.
Yeah. All right. Here's
and
what you have
I
to
didn't
look
think
at.
I was going to be here. I didn't. I thought he was going to improve from the line. I thought he was going to develop that little better of a mid-range game. I'm not going to say do it yet, but I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And I completely understand.
It's getting to the point now, and I asked this to Devon, and it wasn't a hot take at all. And it's something that you're going to have to look at probably in crunch time of Game 6. Is this team better with Ben Simmons on the floor or him on the bench?
The fact that Devon had to think about that for like 6 seconds kind of is your answer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's not many people I enjoy talking basketball with and learning from more than Devon.
Yeah.
And he took like 6 seconds of silence to even get his head around that question. And that's kind of your answer.
Yeah.
What's scary, too, is he almost had a triple-double.
Yes.
'Cause he had 8 points, 9 rebounds, and 10 missed free throws.
That was pretty good, Pat.
I mean, if we
Pat.
can't laugh about the situation, what are we doing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, all those questions.
I don't want to be here.
No, I know, and we might
I
be
don't wanna
talking
be here
about
either,
them
Jamie.
on Monday.
I want these thoughts out of my head.
And look, could a great Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris performance tomorrow night in what turns into a blowout win, and then, but we're reactionary.
But
and
but it doesn't calm what I just saw these last 2 games.
But then what if a Game 7 comes Sunday night, and before we get back on these airwaves, the two of them have these phenomenal games that propel them to the Eastern Conference playoffs? I'm telling you right now to your face, Mr. Irrational, that you'll be saying...
On one of the two, I will. Tobias can bring me back.
You're done with Ben Simmons.
I don't want to say completely done. I'm done with thinking he's better than he is. And right now, his free throw shooting is costing you a series. It's that simple. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And the fact that I'm even asking Devon and then asking you, is this team better without Ben Simmons?
The fact you even have to ask.
That's telling. It is. It's telling.
Am I the only one, though, that thinks that Tobias Harris had a worse game than Ben? I think it's trendy to say Ben, and he did not have a good game. I don't want to make
Tobias
this out to be
was more invisible.
That's my point. Is like Tobias, you're banking on Tobias at the very least giving you 15 points.
Ben was noticeable in his 10 missed free throws.
He was, but
Tobias was just
at
gone.
least he was noticeable. I hear what you're saying, Pat.
Yeah,
He
you
was
know,
on a
like
milk
Tobias,
carton.
you're banking on that you're that 20 points, and he doesn't play awful defense, but like rebounds, assists, he's not really giving you that. At least Ben gave you 9. I'm really stretching here, but I just, it's between a rock and a hard place. But I feel like Tobias was worse than Ben last night.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we saw Ben Simmons more than we saw Tobias Harris, it says to you, well, I hate to sound corny, but at least he's trying.
Well, and part of, but to play the other side of the coin here, one of the reasons why you saw Ben more was because they implemented a system to exploit a thing he can't do, free throw shoot. You know,
in the second quarter. This is back-to-back series where we've seen Hacka Ben in a second quarter.
Yeah, when a team is hopelessly losing.
Yeah, they were down 23 when they started Hacka Ben.
Yeah, and Twitter, this is funny, this is cute, you're trying to... Well, it's almost like what I said to you about Trae Young. I know it doesn't look right, whatever. You have to find a decisive advantage when you're playing sports. And whether it looks good, whether it feels good, whatever, you got to do it. And Nate McMillan decided to do it, and it wound up winning him a game that didn't look winnable. Will in Brookhaven, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's going on, Will?
Hey, well, let me take out speaker, guys. Hello?
How you doing, bud?
I couldn't sleep last night, man. I mean, I tried. If I can make 2 quick points. One, my wife doesn't watch basketball like I do. She knows I'm a diehard Sixers fan, but basketball fan in general. And she always say, depending on what team it is, football, basketball, they're not good enough. And, she tried to be a realist and tell me. But, she knows, and she watches some games with me, and she constantly says, this team, with the players we have, except for Joel Embiid, the players around them are not good enough.
She's probably right.
Curry steps up, and Tobias, he's Casper the Friendly Ghost sometimes. It's just like, but Ben is like, he is what he is, and right now I'm tired of it. Like, this team should be better than what they are. We should not be in this situation. And I just want to touch on when we first got Daryl Morey here. Remember what he said? He's evaluating this team this season.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, if we go to Game 7 or not, I think it's really time to cut the cord, because I think Daryl Morey is evaluating this team, and regardless how far to go, if we don't go, to a Game 7, I can see Daryl just cutting the cord. It's like, this guy is so talented, it's like frustrating. He's not going to get no better.
Yeah, well, that's the scary part. You used the word earlier today, James, regression.
He regressed this year. There's no doubt about it.
We're talking about getting better. Well, it's not that he's staying the same and you're looking at him to get better, but in your eyes, in the eyes of many,
Do you agree with
the
my
numbers
statement?
show it, there has been regression. Look, there's been regression throughout this season.
Absolutely. Do you agree with it?
Has he regressed as a basketball player?
He probably upped his defense while his offense got worse.
Statistically, he has.
Yeah, probably. Probably. I think his effect on a game has probably grown a little bit.
Maybe, yeah, sure, being the engine and all that.
But his negative effect on the game, though, has grown a little bit.
That's exactly how I was thinking of how to state it, Pat. You're exactly right. His negative effect on games has also grown.
How many All-Stars can you think of off the top of your head that have regressed at their fifth year in the league?
Yeah,
there's a lot of All-Stars, Jamie. You're putting us on the spot here.
The point is,
I hear you.
There's nobody that obviously jumps off the page to that answer. He's such a unique case in the NBA. I've never seen anything like this.
Why is it 2 out of the past 3 years we're saying things like that? Markelle Fultz, I've never seen anything like this. Ben Simmons, I've never seen anything like this.
I don't know. Markelle Fultz is shooting, somebody tweeted me, shot 70% from the free throw line this year before he got injured.
Oh, he fixed himself, yeah.
This was a guy that literally lost his form and was airballing free throws on a regular basis. He got himself back to a 70% free throw shooter. Our max player went in the toilet. I mean,
How much of this is organization, though? How much of this is the organization allowing Ben to hire his brother as a shooting coach?
I can't put any blame on the organization for this.
I was just asking the question.
I can't. Can you, Bob?
I can kind of blame,
because he has a new shooting coach for the last 2 years, Chris Johnson.
Okay,
so
just because he's new doesn't mean it's improved.
But I can't put that on the organization. That falls entirely on Ben's shoulders.
I guess. I assume the organization is doing all that they can to try to get him to be better.
They would be insane people not to.
Right.
It's all on Ben. I mean, it is what it is.
I have to agree with you there. Like, you can go do shooting drills against a wall.
Sure.
I mean, not that he has to do that. Ben Simmons can afford to build himself a full court in his house. If I do something 1,000 times a day, I think I'm going to get better at it.
I think
if you and I were allowed to putt 10-footers 1,000 times a day, and I made 30% of them, I would say after maybe 10 days, I'm making 35 to 40% of them.
I would agree.
And I'm talking about on the same green with the same read.
Sure.
You know.
The height of the basketball net doesn't change.
Either does the length of the shot.
No. As Gene Hackman showed you in Hoosiers.
That's right. He got the tape out and everything.
It's the same court, gentlemen.
Yeah. I don't know. But I will say this, just to go
my mind is in a
some
pretzel.
It really is. But I firmly believe this, and nobody will agree with me today on this at all. But if the Sixers go out and win tomorrow night, and Ben Simmons and Harris do something well, play their normal games, and they go out on Sunday night and win here a Game 7 to propel them to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Ben can't make me forget what I've seen.
Then championship.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, well, okay.
I don't believe you.
Tobias can win me back. Ben, I don't think I can forget this.
You don't think you can, but I think you can.
He's shooting 32% from the line.
I hear. Look, I'm not defending him. I'm just saying
how do you return from that? I can't shake that. No matter what happens. If they win a championship, okay, maybe. I can't shake 32% from the line and it being a deciding factor in this series. That's impossible.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I don't know. You put it best. It's just a pretzel brain today. There's so much bad to go around, and it's even hard to relate to callers, to listeners about what it's like. We got Devon on. We said, "What'd you think?" And he's like, and the four of us in here today, me, you, Coach, and Pat, did the same thing. It's so unexplainable. But you know what isn't unexplainable? Panera, because that Panera dinner is hot and ready to serve. Bring home Panera's cheesy flatbed pizzas, toasty sandwiches, or creamy mac and cheese with delivery or pickup. Availability and pricing may vary. This is the John Kincade Show. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, and, of course, Coach Eric Camille. When we come back, there's an inability of the Sixers to do something, and it hasn't been just this year. It was in years past, and I think it's creeping back into this team right now. Time at the Fanatic is 8:53.
Let's head out to San Diego and the beautiful Torrey Pines, because the U.S. Open has arrived, and a star-studded weekend is about to begin. I got about 5 bets in this morning. An opportunity is knocking, and Prop Swap is popping with bets on all your favorite golfers. So buy a bet today on the sportsbook of your choice, and then sell it for a huge profit this weekend when your golfer rises the leaderboard. Sit back, relax, and enjoy, because you're already going to be a huge winner. PropSwap is the only way you can buy and sell golfers all weekend long. So come, join me and many others and go to PropSwap.com or download the free PropSwap app. Here's the deal. Sports bettors always know where to find the best odds before placing a bet, and that's why we use PropSwap. You can always find the best odds because you're buying directly from other bettors like yourself and me. So you see a ticket you like, but you think the price is too high? Submit a bid for a price you think is fair, and then buy it. PropSwap sellers are always willing to negotiate. And with the NBA playoffs in full swing, you need to check the PropSwap app several times a day. PropSwap, where America buys and sells sports bets.
The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Today's John Kincade Show is presented by Wendy's. Raise a glass to Wendy's new Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger, smothered in the new Bourbon Bacon sauce. This is a bourbon masterpiece that you eat at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Who have we all had a little trouble social distancing from? Here's a clue. About 6 feet tall, has handles, and is cold inside. That's right, our refrigerators and our waistlines have suffered. However, Skechers would like to help you get back on track with our incredible Go Walk footwear, because once you put on Skechers Go Walks, they're so comfortable you'll be inspired to get out there and start walking. Skechers is a comfort technology company, and Go Walks are fully loaded with all the comfort and performance innovations you need. They're incredibly lightweight and breathable, with features like air-cooled Goga-Mat insoles and bouncy foam bottoms for extra cushioning. And Go Walk footwear come in all the fits you love, like stretch fit, wide fit, relaxed fit, and arch fit with podiatrist certified arch support. Plus, you'll look great with so many stylish options to choose from, including easy slip-ons and comfy lace-ups. And they're even machine washable. It's time you distance yourself from that fridge. Get out there and start Go Walking. Find the #1 walking footwear in the world, Skechers Go Walk, for men and women at Skechers.com, a Skechers store, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
In business, it's never just another day. Every day is the day. It could bring your biggest order yet, or a new cyber threat. Whatever the day holds, with Comcast Business, you'll be prepared. With a network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Comcast Business Security Edge to help protect your connected devices, and a dedicated team available 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get powerful and reliable internet starting at just $69.99 a month for 24 months with a 3-year agreement. Or for a limited time, ask how to get up to a $650 prepaid card when you buy a qualifying bundle online. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to learn more. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 100 megabits per second service customers only. Early termination fee applies. Equipment installation taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Prepaid card offer ends 7/6/21. Call for details.
You heard you could save big when you bundle home and auto with Progressive, so you went online to check it out. But then you saw a link for a survey about which type of bread you are. And now you're on question 17, barely scratching the surface of your bread identity. You always thought of yourself as a brioche, but are you actually more of a pumpernickel? Ah, yes. They said it was easy to save money bundling with Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
At CDW, we get that hybrid working might take some getting used to.
Yep, I'm only in the office part-time, so my cat can adjust to me being gone.
How nice. Wherever you're working, CDW can help you stay connected by implementing secure by design HP Chrome OS devices with built-in virus protection.
Gotta run. The boss is calling.
Mr. Whiskers sounds very demanding. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/HP Chromebook.
O'Reilly.
Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get up to a $15 gift card after mail-in rebate when you purchase select Superstart batteries. With the power and capacity your vehicle demands, Superstart batteries are designed for lasting performance and consistent starts. Turn the key with confidence with Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
For the ones standing guard. For the eagle-eyed. For the knights in shining armor. And for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Amazon is offering sign-on bonuses up to $1,000, plus get up to $20 an hour for select roles. The best part? We're hiring near you. So start now to take home something greater. New, higher wages with a sign-on bonus, a range of real benefits, and career growth opportunities in a top-rated workplace. So earn more and see how great pay and sign-on bonuses can lead to a greater life for you. Go to amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
When you're injured on the job, you need someone who will fight for you, stand up to the insurance companies, and knows the laws in Pennsylvania. Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers, wrote the book on workers' compensation in Pennsylvania. Visit PAWorkInjury.com now. When you're hurt at work, turn to the team you can trust. With offices in Center City, Bristol, Malvern, Allentown, Reading, Sunbury, and Harrisburg, we are ready to get you the justice you deserve. Call or click today. Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers.
The new Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger from Wendy's is here with our Applewood Smoked Bacon and our brand new Bourbon Bacon Sauce. Download the Wendy's app for delivery of this great new flavor today.
At participating Wendy's, delivery may vary by location. Prices may be higher than at restaurant. Delivery fees may apply. Wendy's app registration required.
Atlantic City. They are back. Guns N' Roses, Summer 2021. Saturday and Sunday, September 11th and 12th. Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Atlantic City. Special guest, the debut of Mammoth WVH, featuring Wolfgang Van Halen. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Guns N' Roses are back. It will be unmissable.
Hey, this Father's Day, why not give the gift of Squeeze.com? That's right, forget ties and cufflinks. He wants to get rid of that dad bod. And Squeeze.com has something for everyone. The benefits of a juice cleanse with Squeeze.com are awesome. Less bloat, more energy, better sleep, stronger focus. It's a great jump off to a weight loss campaign. Just go to Squeeze.com, order before 1 p.m. You'll get the same day delivery by 9 p.m. Just click Mike Miss in the drop down at checkout. That's Squeezed.com.
WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia.
The Beasley Media Group station. Your home for 76ers playoff basketball and the John Kincade Morning Show.
Plug in.
This is 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Picking on Egan is extremely mean, but I assure you, it's just a small, minute, tiny part of our content.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show here, 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm Bob Cooney with Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, Coach Eric Camille. Not an easy day to come to work today. One of the most horrible losses you will ever see in the city of this history. I labeled it as the worst loss I have ever seen in my sports life here in this town.
I think just because of the magnitude of some of the championship games, it's hard to say that.
Yeah, worst.
But I get it.
Worst has to be defined. It's not season ending, so you have that on your side if you disagree with my statement. I understand that. But as far as importance, blowing a lead, a series that you have to win, all the things surrounding it, to me, it was one of the worst. I don't know. And what's
no,
really...
it's definitely one of the worst. There's no doubt about it, but I just...
It might be the... Since I labeled it the worst, so I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I'm not going to... But I just, 93 and 2000. There was some the Patrick Kane goal. Like, there was
losing a World Series on a home run, I guess, is probably
Yeah,
pretty
but those are more like you're gutted.
Right.
I was gutted when...
Yeah, last night was
the
pathetic.
Kawhi shot. Exactly. This
is worse than the Kawhi shot.
1,000%.
Not even close to me.
Because the Kawhi shot you can accept quicker.
Yeah. You go, all right, what are the odds of that happening?
Exactly.
Great defense, great shot by a great player. Last night you literally took out a silver platter, gift-wrapped and bow-tied the game, and handed it to the Atlanta Hawks and said, take this, we don't want it. Our home crowd doesn't need a win right now.
You crapped the bed.
Take it.
Yeah.
Then I got into bed and soiled it.
Okay.
That's what last night was.
Somebody said earlier that you couldn't even have sex last night because... Was that a caller or was that you?
Was that Spanky?
Oh, it might have been Spanky, yeah. It was Spanky. He said he couldn't even have sex last night because he was so disappointed.
I've gotten
Jamie's pooping beds.
I got two texts this morning, one from my buddy Madden and one from my buddy Hicks that said I couldn't even sleep last night. I was so angry.
Yeah.
I had trouble sleeping last night.
I didn't even try to go to... I just stayed up. And like I said, I watched about 4 innings of the Phillies with a blank stare on my face.
I did the exact same thing. I had it on.
I can't even remember. I know Zach Wheeler was throwing.
He was great, yeah.
I had it on, but I couldn't have told you what was going on.
Hector Neris got a save. Yeah.
And then I realized I had to actually go to bed, but
Rhys Hoskins broke his slump with a dinger.
Couldn't really focus on it.
Bullpen was perfect last night.
Nobody cares.
9 o'clock hour brought to you by the Bagster. Dumpster in a bag. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. For details, go to thebagster.com. All right, I see similarities with this Sixers team and years past, and it's not in the way they play the game on the floor so much as it is a mental blockage. Their inability to put away games is similar to them not being able to win on the road, in my mind, the past couple of years. It's just like a mental shortcoming. They're expecting to blow leads rather than expecting to expand on it. You see it in different ways. Ricky Bottalico had great success against Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds had to think at one point, why can't I hit this guy? Why am I 1 for 13 against this guy? One of the greatest baseball players of all time was owned by a relief pitcher in Philadelphia. We see so many times the Miami Marlins. We see mental blockages in sports an awful lot, and it's inexplainable. You probably, as a player, have been part of it. You've probably watched your kids or whatever it may be part of it. You just can't beat that team. Why does this kid always do that? It happens, and for some reason, it's happening with the Sixers right now. And Doc Rivers, in a timeout last night that they showed on TV, kind of addressed it, saying it's not about tonight, it's about forming bad habits for the future. I thought it was the right thing to say at the moment, but he brought it into their heads, and once it got in their heads, once again, the Sixers found a way to blow a huge, huge lead. Jamie, am I... As bad as the play was late in the third and the whole fourth quarter last night, that's physical. The play of what they did and what they didn't do. Do you feel like there's some reasoning to what I'm saying about a mental blockage of, we got a big lead, I hope we don't blow it, as opposed to, all right, big lead, let's get it up to even more?
Yeah, totally. I mean, there was something more to that than the physical play on the court last night. Their butts got tight when the game got slipping away from them. You could just see it. It was right around, like that when the starters came back in. I want to say there was close to 9 minutes remaining.
It might have been closer to 10. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was pretty early on because the end of the third quarter into the start of the fourth quarter was so bad. It started. You could see it with Lou Williams starting to heat up and gain that confidence. You could see it with Trae Young and John Collins. I mean, they were openly mocking Ben Simmons to the crowd last night. You could sense something going on that was more than what was physical, and it played itself out like we all thought. Around 8 minutes is when I started to go, no, this isn't happening again. No, they can't. And then by the 6:24 mark, I think Doc called a timeout there. I went, oh, my God, it's happening again.
Yeah.
And from there on out, it just was like a stab wound in the ribs, a stab wound in the back, a stab wound between the shoulders. Just slowly but surely, they bled you to death, and you had nobody that could stop it.
It felt like The Hangover Part 2 when they wake up and they just go, oh, my God, it happened again. Like that.
Yeah, basically.
It was... There was two key plays that I think about looking back on the game, and it was the Ben Simmons botched dunk because after missing free throws, too. He tried to be aggressive.
Him and Dwight Howard missed 2 dunks last night.
And as soon as Ben missed that dunk, I thought to myself, he's not going to shoot again because he can't hit free throws. And now when he does the one thing he can do, which is drive and penetrate, he botched that. And then the other one was Tobias Harris getting blocked to the rim.
Yeah.
I mean, he finally decides to hop off the milk carton for a quick second, and he gets a shot blocked.
It's funny. The last 2 games where he, and I told you guys about watching it the other night, that he passed up his bread and butter, getting to a spot 10 to 15 feet and then passing out. What he's done to try to get him out of an offensive kind of slump the last 2 games, late in games, is take the ball to the basket, and he's gotten blocked every time.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Do you think his knee is bothing him?
If it's an injury, okay. If it's an injury, why are you passing up jump shots?
Well, I need to see the camera on him when he comes off. I need to see if they're icing that knee because that's the only explanation I can think of for what you're talking about.
Yeah.
His bread and butter is that mid-range game, and he's driving and getting it blocked back. And this has become a trend in the playoffs now all of a sudden where he'll just have these games where he drives and gets it rejected.
I haven't noticed his knee in any other part of the games. I see him dribble drive, go in for layups early in games. I haven't noticed anything there, Pat. It's a good point. It's something we should look out for a little more.
Coach Camille, who was in the building last night, has some information on that.
He's got some intel.
What?
So right by section 107 is right behind where the Sixers bench is off to the left-hand side. And if you see on TV... Joel Embiid sits in a different chair away from the bench. So I was right there. And every time he came off the floor, somebody from, I don't know if it was the medical staff or, one of the people from the medical staff came over and was doing something to his leg. I don't know exactly.
You're talking about Tobias?
No, I'm talking about Embiid.
Oh, okay.
His knee. They were putting something. I don't know what it was. It looked like a bag of something, but it didn't look like ice. I have no idea what it was. But they were attending to him when he was sitting down.
Yeah, I would assume that's going to happen throughout. A lot of guys get that stuff. We see Trae Young with the shoulder. I
look to you as a resource of rational basketball thinking. The Sixers were, undeniably a top 5 defensive team in the league this year. I want to say they finished 2nd or 3rd in overall team defense.
I think in defensive rating they were 3rd, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds about
maybe
right.
2nd.
How do you explain... with 3 minutes, 15 seconds left in the third quarter to the remainder of the game, so 15 minutes of play, they gave up 51 points.
Yeah.
How do you explain that?
Can't.
Isn't defense the thing that's supposed to stay with you game to game? You can take it on the road with, because defense is hard, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it boils down to. Defense is hard. And you allowed 51 points in 15 minutes of play?
You allowed a team last night to go 16 for 22 in the fourth quarter. Atlanta shot 73% from the floor in the fourth quarter last night. Atlanta out-rebounded the Sixers 12-6 in the fourth quarter last night. Where you're getting beat on the perimeter and you're getting beat inside. You're the 3rd-rated defensive team in the NBA. You have Joel Embiid. You have Tobias Harris, who's a capable rebounder. You have perimeter defenders. You have 3 guys on this team that were among the top 10 in all NBA defensive team. And you allow the Atlanta Hawks to go 16 for 22 in the fourth quarter?
I'm speechless.
We've said it all day. There's no explanation for what happened yesterday, but we're going to keep looking and trying to find one. John in Wallingford, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, John?
Hey, how are you guys?
Absolutely terrible, John. How are you?
Well, listen, 4 hours of sleep, and it ain't good. I got 2 points here that are pretty big, and I feel like nobody even brought them up yet. One is the fact that at halftime, right before they were doing the hack-a-bend stuff, their starters were pretty big foul trouble. And in the second half, I felt like Doc Rivers should have exploited that by going to the rim more and causing Trae Young to get more fouls. I believe he had 2 or 3 at halftime, and Bogdanovich had 3. And then I think we're really missing out on how big of a loss Danny Green is. Because Korkmaz can't defend me, and I suck. So, and like, not that he won't knock down a good shot. Like, I don't know why he got the last shot to try and tie it either. But I feel like that should have been Seth's ball. But it's tough. I don't understand why they didn't go to the rack more and maybe try to get Ben in a groove to get a couple buckets. You know, the free throw is kind of embarrassing, the fact that he did that. And the whole stadium, you can hear him on TV cheering for the guy to make them.
I mean, he made 2.
Oh, God, you saw him standing up. Thanks.
Yeah, he made those 2 in a row, and the stadium erupted like they just won the series.
He missed.
Like, that's pathetic.
He missed one, and everybody got up and started clapping. And, Coach, you were there, so you probably remember this. He missed one. Everybody got up, like, clapping words of encouragement. They even showed a guy showing him how to shoot a free throw.
He was like, come on, man, you got this.
Yeah, the form and all that. And he just can't do it. I agree with the foul. Look, here's the really concerning part also about last night. We know what Trae Young did, and we know how much Lou Williams hurt you coming off the bench. But in Bogdanovich and Herter, you got 3 for 16 shooting from the floor, 0 for 8 from three-point range, and both of them in foul trouble most of the night. Jeez. If you take this Atlanta team saying they're going to beat Philly 3 out of 5, you're going to say, and Trae Young is doing what Trae Young does, the first thing you say is, wow, they must be getting a lot out of Herter. They must be getting a lot of Bogdanovich. And they didn't. They got nothing from them last night. Besides Trae Young and Lou Williams, I mean, you know, you get 16 from Gallinari, and he did hit a big shot late when the Sixers had Seth Curry
and he happened
covering
to be
him late.
wide open.
Yeah, but it was so strange. The whole game makes no sense to me. You try to look and say, oh, well, here's something that really sticks out. Besides the Sixers' ineptness, I don't go to Atlanta and say, this is it. This is why.
Well, it's the same thing for both games. I mean, we said it at the end of Game 4, and we said it at the end of Game 5. You asked me that exact question yesterday. Am I missing something? Was there something Atlanta did at the end of Game 4? And I said, no. The Sixers gave it to them.
Yeah.
Literally, just gave it to him.
And that's worse.
So much worse. I tweeted last night, like, same thing with the Kawhi. Like, this is so much worse than the quadruple bounce. If you're in a hard-fought 7-game series against a quality opponent, which the Raptors were, and you lose, you go, all right, I can at least get my head around why they lost this. These last 2 second halves, you can't get your head around that. It's almost unexplainable, and that makes it so much worse. Because there's nothing. There was a loser DNA on that Sixers team last night. Like, that's what it boils down to. They had an inability to know how to win, and it reared its head twice in a row, and that's not something you can put back in the box. As a fan, like, they may be able to as players, and that's why they get paid big bucks, but me as a fan, I can't put that. There's no putting that back in the cage. It's out, and it's always going to be in my head now.
Oh, they have a mental hurdle that they have to get over.
Big time.
Off. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Big time.
When you are a player on a team, basketball team, and in your mind, no lead is safe.
That's
a scary place to be.
Yeah,
that's a really, really scary place to be.
99.6% chance of winning.
Yeah, and they didn't do it. Steve and Olney, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's happening, Steve?
Hey, guys. I'm mad at so much I can't even, like, I have a running list going in my head of what I'm mad at.
All right.
So I'm mad that Tom says Bojanovich instead of Bogdanovich. I'm mad that there's no post-game show to listen to on The Fanatic after something like that.
Devon Givens was on last night.
Yeah, they gave him 20 minutes before they had to give us some national terrible show.
Yeah.
I'm mad at Trey's hair. I'm mad that he floats into the paint. I'm mad that he floats into the paint whenever he wants to and does not get put on his ass. Why is he not getting bodied in the paint constantly? I'm mad that I know who Herter is. I don't want to ever see his face again. But most of all, I'm like, how dare you guys bring up Embiid being 3 for 21 in the fourth?
Is that not reality?
It's 20. He took 21 shots. Ben Simmons
And he hit
is
3 of them.
useless.
We've ripped
to
Ben and Tobias all day, but Joel Embiid being 3 of 21 is not excusable.
I know, but don't even bring it up because it's meaningless.
No, it's not meaningless because when you have an MVP, and look, Joel Embiid is like 15th on my list today. I'm not trying to put blame on him, but just watch the Nets Game 5. If you have an MVP, a championship caliber guy, Kevin Durant plays every freaking minute of the game, and he takes it over. For Joel Embiid to not be able to score a bucket down the stretch is highly concerning. And not only that, he went 0 for 2 from the line. He's nearly a 90% free throw shooter. I'm not blaming Joel Embiid, but you can't give him an excuse for those final 6 minutes.
3 for 21. I didn't even know we threw that out there.
I did.
3 for 21 is what he is?
In the last 2 second halves of these last 2 games, 4 and 5, he's 3 of 21 from the field.
How can you not throw that out there?
I don't know.
See, that's the losing mentality. Like, Steve just personified what a losing mentality is. Oh, but he was great for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? So have the Sixers in 3 of these games been great, or 2 of the last 2 games been great for 3 quarters, and they absolutely sucked in the 4th, and it cost you 2 games. So don't give me that 3 quarters is good enough because he plays MVP level for 3 quarters. We're not complaining about Joel Embiid today, but you can't overlook the fact of the number that Jamie just brought up.
I mean, it is what it's 3 of 21.
3 of 21 is 3 of 21.
Go find me another. Joel Embiid is a top 5 player in this NBA. Go find me another top 10 player because I believe there's about 8 to 10 superstars at a time in the NBA that's going to go 3 for 21 in
the
second halves. It's not normal.
Was Clint Capella right? And I say this as a guy who was mocking Clint Capella as he was getting cooked
He's
yesterday,
right in that every human being gets fatigued, and nobody's as good when they're as fatigued as they are when they're fresh. I mean, it was like the most Captain Obvious statement ever.
But Embiid looked visibly exhausted.
Well, he's also playing hurt, too, and I think he wears his injury on his sleeve.
But that's when that's the frustration sinks in for me because he is everything you said is correct, right? And obviously in the 4th quarter, you'd be more tired in the 1st. But that's when somebody like Ben or Tobias need to step up. But your other max players need to step up in that moment and go, all right, the big man is wearing down a little bit. He's carried us. He's dropped 37 on them. Hey, why don't I chip in a little bit? But instead, they were bystanders.
In Embiid's defense, teams know how to guard the Sixers late. They sit back. They sulk. Oh, Ben Simmons, you're gonna stand flat-footed in the dunker's position. You expect us to think you're a threat to shoot? No, we're going to collapse the lane because we know Joel Embiid is your only answer right now. So while Embiid, came up small in 4th quarters, going 3 for 21 in the second halves, it's not all on him. Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris and the rest of the teammates that stood around flat-footed helped allow that to happen. So, I'm not putting it all on Joel Embiid at all.
No.
Ben Simmons has an effect on Joel Embiid's half-court game. The others that stand around with their thumb up their ass have an effect on Joel Embiid's game. They need to be better to help him in those situations.
Sure,
They all need to be better. When you have a historic collapse like that, no one is blameless, in my opinion. No one.
It's why you build a team of shooters surrounding Joel Embiid, so you create that space. Maybe Danny Green, which we haven't brought up an awful lot today, they do miss him. And maybe that's one of the key factors in all of this, in all the reason that they're giving up these huge late leads.
Say Kevin Huerter's guarding Simmons in the dunker position, and that's normally Danny Green. Kevin Huerter can sulk down into the lane and not worry about the guy in the corner.
Sure.
When that's Danny Green, you can't do that.
No.
Even if he's making them or not.
That's a full step of defense that you're taking away because you have to be a step closer to Danny Green out on a corner than you have to be at anybody else on this team. And that's the spacing that we've all craved over the years, that we begged for over the years. You have to get Joel Embiid spacing. You have to get shooters. And you got that with Seth Curry and Danny Green. Now you're out Danny Green. Look, I certainly don't think Furkan Korkmaz can get a shot off as quick as Danny Green. And I don't think defenders have to take that one less step off of Korkmaz than they would off of Danny Green. It's just not the respect that Danny Green would get.
The fact that Korkmaz starts a series for you is pretty troubling.
Yeah, it's troubling. This is also troubling. We got in a good mood for a little bit there when we got Wendy's because we can raise a glass to Wendy's new bourbon bacon cheeseburger smothered in the new bourbon bacon sauce. It's a bourbon masterpiece that you eat at participating U.S. Wendy's. But I think it's worn off a little bit. We might have to go out there and get some more Wendy's now, Jane, because things aren't good. We're dipping back into this bad mood that the Sixers have put us in. This is the John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic. Bob Cooney filling in for John Kincade with Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, and Coach Camille. Right now, I want to tell you about Buffalo Wild Wings. You know why? Because we're getting back to normalcy, guys. We can get a gang together. We can get out to Buffalo Wild Wings. That's where I'm going this weekend. $3 Tall House Beer, Wild Herd Kolsch by Goose Island. It is absolutely delicious. Get out to a Buffalo Wild Wings this weekend. You have sports on wall-to-wall screens, the absolute delicious bar food that you can share with the whole crew while watching any games that you want. You also have some golf this weekend that you might be interested in. Get yourself out to B-Dubs. I'm going to be at my local one this weekend. We've already made the plans. I'm going to get me a smoked brisket burger. You can go with some cheeseburgers and, of course, awesome wings. Find a Buffalo Wild Wings near you. Get out there now. At participating locations, delivery subject to availability. Fees may apply. Alcohol is available for dine-in only. Taxes extra. Please drink responsibly.
The John Kincade Show.
I know that most people find his calm leadership to be a gentle, soothing beacon at a time of great social chaos.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Join Jamie Lynch from the John Kincade Show, Friday from noon to 2 at Rally House, Oxford Valley, 124 Commerce Boulevard. The first 100 customers to say the password MVP to Jamie will get a $10 Rally House gift card. Plus, share your best cheesy dad joke to be entered to win a $200 Rally House gift card. While you're there, get something great for dad, including the best jerseys, polos, and drinkware for his man cave. More info at rallyhouse.com.
I don't want to talk about it.
But honey. Hello?
Hey, sis. What's up?
Don't ask. Paul and I just had an argument.
Oh, no. About what?
Well, we're having intimacy issues, and he doesn't want to talk about it.
Oh, yeah. It's extremely difficult. Jack and I went through this 2 years ago.
Really? You two seem happy and so close.
That's because we found Forge Medical Group and their acoustic wave therapy.
Paul will not do surgery, pills, or injections.
Well, neither would Jack, but with wave therapy, Paul won't have to. Wave therapy uses sound waves. Check out their website, forgemedicalgroup.com.
Forge Medical Group's board-certified medical director and his team offers this acoustic wave therapy technology, and it can restore intimacy without pills, injections, or surgery. This is a completely safe ED treatment. Appointments fill fast. Call now, 610-632-8181. That's 610-632-8181. Or online at forgemedicalgroup.com.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary. Subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas.
As a small business owner, I'm trying to build my business while keeping costs down. So imagine my surprise when I heard Pi Insurance on the radio saying I might be overpaying for workers' comp. Pi said they could save small businesses like mine up to 30% on workers' comp coverage. It sounded simple. So I went to trypi.com, got a quote in 3 minutes, and ended up saving thousands. Pi Insurance is a breath of fresh air. Their team put me at ease by explaining my policy and making sure I only paid for what I needed. It felt great to know I was protecting my employees while saving money. It's easy to see why Pi is rated excellent on Trustpilot by customers. If you're a small business owner, check out Pi Insurance for workers' comp. Ask your agent for Pi or see how much you could save at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-546-1987. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-546-1987. That's 800-546-1987. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late. And that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Next week marks the 7th annual KPMG Women's PGA Championship at Atlanta Athletic Club in Johns Creek, Georgia. And the KPMG Women's Leadership Summit, held the week of the championship, will recognize award-winning film director Patty Jenkins as the 2021 Inspire Greatness Award winner. KPMG, continuing its commitment to the next generation of women leaders and proud sponsor of the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. To learn more, visit kpmg.com/women's leadership.
If we go to page 11 in the presentation, you'll see that we're on target to meet our quarterly.
Some things never change, like nobody can resist popping plastic bubbles, and Geico saving folks lots of money on their car insurance.
As I was saying, we're on target to meet. Excuse me, Miss Hansen.
Sorry, almost done.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Get Dad the perfect gift now at Macy's Father's Day sale with an extra 25% off his favorite designers with your coupon or Macy's card. That's on top of already great deals for him, like swim from Clubroom starting at $9.99 and his new favorite jeans just $19.99. Or shop specials like 50% off Bulova watches. Plus, get your gifts even faster with same-day delivery powered by DoorDash. Now at Macy's. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
You found the perfect woman, now it's time to find the perfect ring. Family & Company Jewelers has been South Jersey's diamond destination for over 80 years. And with more than 1,000 five-star reviews from satisfied customers, myself included, you are guaranteed to walk out with a ring that will make her say, wow. Visit their showroom on Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey, or shop online at familyjewelers.com.
Family & Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
Brooks and Dunn Reboot 2021 Tour.
Play something country.
The best-selling duo of all time. Live with special guests. Travis Tritt and Elvie Shane. September 16th, 7 p.m. BB&T Pavilion. Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Brooks and Dunn Live. Part of the Mattress Warehouse Concert Series.
Twin Spires Sportsbook, you can get rewarded every time your team wins in the playoffs. Download the app today and place a bet on any team to win the NBA title, and you'll get a free $10 bet for each playoff win. That's right, $10 per win, any team of your choice. Just download the Twin Spires app and use code WINBA. Twin Spires is a proud partner of Presskill Isle Downs and Casino. Void where prohibited. For T's and C's, visit twinspires.com. Offer valid for new players on a minimum bet of $25. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Pennsylvania to bet. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on radio.com. Live. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Yes, if you ever wondered, I do talk straight through the breaks.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Pat, originator of this song.
Tracy Chapman.
All right, my man. I saw Tracy Chapman in concert.
Yeah, so Coach loves putting this song in, and it's Sometimes I Rhyme Slow by Nice and Smooth. This is that version.
Yes.
I say Tracy Chapman, which is the better version.
It's the best
version. And Coach
version.
always pops off with, it's not Tracy Chapman. It's not Tracy Chapman. Well, it's not as good as Tracy Chapman, Coach. That's the problem.
Maybe you should sub that one out for Tracy Chapman.
I think I might. Because it's disrespectful to Tracy, it's disrespectful to the fast car.
Is Coach even paying attention to us now? Because I know it's been a problem today.
Like, I'm glad you guys noticed this, because we're sitting here talking about Tobias Harris and his knee. And
I was going to call him out, but I decided against
Well, I'll call him out, because, the sea is angry today, my friends. And Coach pops on, he goes, yeah, I have breaking news. I have breaking news. And he spits out his magic spoon.
He raises his hand every time he needs something important. Yeah, like
he can't wait to get on. So he spits out his magic spoon. He comes on the air, and he's talking about, every time he came off the court, they put a bag of ice on the knee. And then he goes, yeah, every time Joel Embiid came off the court. Coach, we were talking about Tobias Harris. But the problem is Coach is sitting here arguing with Mopar and the gang, arguing with Truth and Wisdom, that he's not paying attention to the show. And I love Coach. But, Coach, you pulled a Tobias Harris. You were absent. And then you showed up and you got blocked at the rim.
Leave Phillip alone. He's fine.
I like Mopar and the gang. That's pretty good. I think that's what you should name your YouTubers, Coach. Mopar and the gang. Is Mopar like one of the friendliest?
Lost Boys.
Who's one of the friendliest, most rational people on your YouTube group, Coach? Sorry. Is he even paying attention to us, Pat?
A former employee.
What's he laughing at?
I'm listening to a different show.
A former employee. Is he the most hostile?
Wow, Coach, at a loss for words. I don't think he even cares.
You know
about
what?
us
I'd like
anymore.
to rip my neck out of my body and throw it in the trash today. Waking up with the worst neck pain of my life is so emblematic of last night. What a crap day. What a crap morning. This sucks. Sports are stupid. I hate the NBA. Why do we repeat our own insanity year after year after year? Why? Why is there no improvement?
Jamie's rant brought to you by Staples Store. Staples is evolving to Staples Connect, a new world of possible with an innovative tools for small business and remote workers and learners. Explore what's new at your local Staples Store or staplesconnect.com. I don't know, Jamie. I don't know why we can't have nice things. I don't know why we get number one draft picks who have mental blocks about shooting, who get traded away with false injuries, who can't hit foul shots in playoffs, who regress offensively as the years go on. I don't know. But that's where we are with the Philadelphia basketball team.
It feels like we're spinning our tires in the mud, and we're just stuck in place. And they changed. If you had told me before the series that Seth Curry was going to give you what he's giving you, I say the Sixers sweep.
Yeah, he's been great.
He's been incredible.
I don't know. I that is my phrase for today, and I can't wait to listen to Anthony coming up next, and then Mike this afternoon.
He's going to be in a dark place, I think.
I'm anxiously waiting for him to come in here just to see.
I'm in a dark place.
Yeah.
He is going to be, well, one, he's going to have to take Ben calls all day, which is his hell. But two, I think there's just a general, I feel like we're living in the gutters today. That's really what I feel like.
It could be the worst since, all right, so I've been here coming on, it'll be 4 years in September.
Wow, has it really been that?
Yeah,
See,
I know. Time flies
Bob,
when you're with me,
yeah,
Jane, because
I was just going to say that.
It's the worst since I've been here. Easily. Nothing comes close to this. I don't think, right?
Well, I mean, the championship caliber. So here, I told you this during one of the breaks earlier. My buddy Dan, who runs Workhorse Brewing.
Yeah.
He sent me his top 5 most heartbreaking losses. And you've said it's number 1 for you.
Not heartbreaking. I have to describe this right.
I think
it's the most disappointing loss.
Sure.
That's the way I'll put it.
Okay.
Since I've been around Philadelphia
So
sports.
he sent me his top 5 most heartbreaking losses. Number 1, 93 Phillies, Game 6. Number 2, 2010 Flyers, Game 6, Patrick Kane goal, Michael Layton, where were you on that one? Number 3, 0-2 Birds, NFC Championship game to close out the vet.
Buccaneers.
Number 4, the 0-5 Birds Super Bowl, no explanation necessary. And number 5 for him, 2000 Flyers, Eastern Conference Finals. They blew a 3-1 lead to the Devils, and Lindros gets destroyed by Scott Stevens. Like, I think you can make the case that all of those were more heart-wrenching and just getting your heart ripped out of your chest. Last night was the most pathetic. That's the word I keep going back to. It was pathetic.
Yeah. Those losses, like you lose a World Series on a home run, yes, but you were in the games. It was a series.
Sure.
It was great stuff. Flyers, Blackhawks, same thing. NFC Championship, the Eagles were never in that game, so the disappointment factor didn't come from something that happened within game like last night. Last night was historically bad. And for those who didn't hear it earlier, I saw Amy Fadul put this on Twitter last night. In the last 25 years, the Sixers have had a 25-point or more lead 165 times. And they were 165-0.
That's unbelievable.
They blew a 26-point lead last night. That was historical, what happened last night in the most important game of the year.
I mean, statistically, by all these, analytic metrics in game, they had a 99.6% chance of winning. The Hawks skyrocketed up to apparently plus 50,000 at one point on the money line. These are unheard of things. This is not a normal day. The food does not taste better unless it's Wendy's. That's
Wendy's was delicious today.
The rest of the food, the rest of the day I'm going to have is going to taste like crap. Everything's going to annoy me. This day sucks.
What if you have a nice cold IPA?
I will.
Is it going to suck?
Probably.
No way.
I'll probably go right to bourbon.
You speak nicer about your IPAs. That's just like
today's
wrong.
Today's a bourbon day.
I don't do bourbon. Chris in the Northeast, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Chris, what's going on, buddy? Chris, I hit the wrong button. Chris, how are you, pal?
I'm all right. So to answer your question, Jamie, why do we keep going through this stuff? The word is potential. We fell in love with that word when it involved Ben Simmons that we overlooked a lot of his flaws.
So, Chris, you're right, but isn't it understandable why we did? Because it's so normal for players to take that next step.
Okay.
The fact that he didn't is really strange.
My question, if Ben Simmons is 6'4", is he even in the league?
I saw a meme today that said if Ben Simmons wasn't 6'10", and it has him as a UPS driver.
Wait, let's Chris, let me think about that. If he was 6'4", would he be in the league?
He'd be Draymond Green.
Draymond Green's 6'8".
Yeah, I know, but like he'd be that type of player.
He'd be still be an elite passer.
He's probably not a point guard.
That's interesting.
And then another one was I called Tuesday and told you guys that this is why the national media never gives us that respect of a number one.
Yeah, fair, whatever. The sports suck. It's all stupid, Chris.
Right. All right, one more thing. It's over because Nate McMillan is the interim coach, so I can expect him not knowing to go to Lou earlier. They're gonna milk us to death with Lou Williams next game. It's over, you guys.
That's not good, Chris. Don't say that. Tomorrow we'll do more of the, all right, what's going to happen tonight? We didn't even go there today because it's not a thought yet in the road way ahead of us.
But basically, like Draymond Green's career high in scoring is 14 points per game.
Yeah.
He gets most of his points around the rim. He's a bad shooter, but shoots. Like when he's a three-point shooter, he averages between 2 and 3 for his career. Sometimes as high as almost 4. One year he did average 4 per game. He's a 27%, kind of 28% three-point shooter. Like, the comparison is kind of apt.
That he's Draymond Green?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Draymond's never going to win as a Robin, is my point.
No, he's going to win as a really good Batgirl. You know what I mean? Like, he's got to be
the third amigo, maybe the fourth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of... I've seen a lot of people make that comparison online the last, 12 hours or so. I can't refute it, other than they play different positions.
Yeah, it almost came out of my mouth to say I wouldn't mind if he was Draymond Green, because to me right now it seems like it would be an improvement if you got the Draymond Green in his prime.
I mean, Draymond's surrounded by Steph, Clay, and then Durant.
He made them better. He helped make them better.
Sure, but Ben helps make Seth Curry's life better, Danny Green's life. Like, he does help teammates at times, just not when it matters the most.
Frank in South Philly, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What do you got, Frank?
Hey, guys, how are you?
How you doing, buddy?
Couldn't sleep either.
Yeah, a lot of people were sleepless last night.
I just got 2 points I want to make here. My first is my Embiid point to that caller a few calls ago. I get he's a top 5 player in the league and everything like that. The reason why I feel like he's not successful in the fourth quarter is because the first 3 quarters of the game, he's doing everything he possibly can because he don't have teammates to step up. Yes, I get it, Steph Curry stepped up, but you have 2 max players that gave you nothing the last 2 games, and by the time the fourth quarter comes, he's gassed. So that's my point on that.
Sure, and his teammates, to the same point, don't help him out because the defense collapses down where he likes to play.
Right. And my other point is, honestly, I am not confident in anyone to close out a game. To your point earlier, Jamie, you need like a Kyle Lowry or a Lillard or a Curry that you're confident that can make a 3 at the end of the game. Say you win this series, who do you have against Brooklyn in a situation when you're down by 3 at the end of the game? You can't rely on your 7'2" guy to shoot the 3 at the end. My point is you need another guard that you're confident in that has that killer instinct that can win you the game. And unfortunately, The Sixers don't have that.
Yeah,
So,
Frank, it's a really good point.
Thanks, Frank. Appreciate it.
Last year watching the Mickey Mouse bubble and watching Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray and all these guys take over and dominate games, it's all done from the perimeter. I mean, for the most part last night, Lou Williams and Trae Young were killing you from the perimeter.
Yeah.
And I always thought it wasn't going to be a problem with Embiid taking that next step. But having a center as your last shot taker is a difficult thing to undertake. It just frankly is.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking for that other perimeter player, you thought you had, like, Seth Curry should be the second perimeter player along with Tobias Harris. You thought that's what you had.
Yeah.
We were all confident going into these playoffs that, okay, this year proved a couple of things. One of the main ones being Tobias Harris has proven himself to be a good second scorer to Joel Embiid. Yeah. And then you go and disappear in two of the most important games.
Well, it's why we've had the conversation, where every Tobias conversation, or a lot of them that we had, was great season, great season, great season.
Now do it in the playoffs?
But you have to show it in the playoffs. For it to matter. I mean, regular season's great and all, but at the end of the day, I look back on it like, we celebrated 50 wins. We were celebrating a 1 seed. Like, the 1 seed helped, and it should have helped, but that's all meaningless. Like, it is.
No, it's not.
I don't want to hear crap about a 50-win season ever again. I don't care.
But well, you don't care now, but you cared when it got you the number 1 seed a few weeks ago.
Sure.
And you cared that Tobias Harris proved something to you. And you go through 72. No.
But it's for naught right now.
But it's not. You go through 72-game season to find out who your team is.
And what did we find out? They lied to us.
People saying, how did you not expect this to happen? How did I not expect this to happen? Because the Sixers have played now 7 quarters in a series that I never saw them play this year before. In 72 games, I did not see them play like this.
But to the detractors' points, playoff basketball is a different animal.
Yeah, but you can't expect a team to play a way that you never expected before.
I just don't want to celebrate that crap anymore. It's meaningless. You could win 72 games every year.
Reactionary,
No, if you win 72 games every year and do that in the second round of the playoffs and you're not advancing, it's for naught.
Well, you're not doing it every year.
Yeah, we're not?
No. This team...
3 years in a row, the same exact crap happened.
Well, you didn't have Ben Simmons in the playoffs this year. The other year when you lost to Toronto on a quadruple bounce, that was a progression. That was your natural progression. You lost on a triple bounce to the team that won the NBA
quadruple,
champion.
Please.
What did I say?
Triple.
All right, quadruple. I thought I said quadruple when you corrected me.
But they're not taking that
step. This doesn't happen every year, and it's not the regular season means nothing. Look, that's reactionary to last night being such a horrible night.
I'm not saying it means nothing. I'm saying stop celebrating it. And I'm to blame. I was happy.
All right, we'll take that. You're to blame.
I used to think 50 wins meant something.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Not if the game changes come playoff time and you don't have a single guy outside Seth Curry that can decide a game from your perimeter. It doesn't mean anything. It's a different
Another
season.
guy that could do it is out with an injury. For some reason, inexplicably, you have to agree that Tobias Harris has gone absent.
Yeah, he's on a milk carton.
Right. So I don't think that means the regular season didn't mean anything because it's totally changed in the playoffs.
We had that concern. The entire time, every time we lauded Tobias Harris, I said, but I need to see it answered in the playoffs. And he's on a milk carton.
Yeah, I don't equate the two with the regular season meaning nothing.
I see them as two different seasons, and nothing has changed in the more important season. They're great at having regular season success right now, for the most part.
Well,
the important season,
they've done it for a few years.
They're spinning their tires in the mud.
Yeah, but Tobias Harris has been on milk carton for 6 quarters. The rest of the playoffs, he's been really good.
What's the most important 6 quarters of the entire season?
Okay.
You don't have an answer.
I don't have an, I'm not going to argue with you looking at...
What am I saying? That's irrational.
Because you're sitting here saying that, Tobias Harris, I need to see it. You have seen it. You just haven't seen the last 6 quarters.
Which is the most important.
But to ignore... What?
I'm not ignoring his success.
8, 9 games or whatever? That you are by saying,
no,
he's this is relevant.
The NBA playoffs are hard. They're decided by minutia. These are all quality teams that are left remaining.
My point is, you sat there and said, I need to see it. And my point is, you have seen it.
And what did I say heading into the playoffs? Tobias has been great, but
I need to see it.
I need to see it
and
in the playoffs.
And my point is, you have seen it.
In the playoffs.
At times when it wasn't most important. When it was most important, he's gone missing.
Well,
he's
again,
attempted 4 field goal attempts in 2 second halves of games. How is anybody okay with that?
Nobody
is.
With
You're trying to justify
I'm telling you that for 8.5 quarters, he has justified it. For the last 6, he hasn't. What aren't you understanding?
That's almost 50-50.
8.5 quarters to 6?
If he comes out and has a really good game 6 and they win, and a game 7 and they win, this is reactionary.
He's been fine for 8.5 games.
Again, what is the most important 6 quarters of the entire season? A game 4 closeout and a game 5 closeout, and the guy's on a freaking milk carton. So don't try and justify it.
Okay, then I won't then. I mean,
you're making me angry.
You're right. Yeah.
You're not angry.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Those are the most important quarters of the entire season, and you're throwing it out because you saw some good play before it. I'm not okay with that.
I saw 8.5 good games, and you're sitting here saying, well, he needs to prove it to me. 8.5 good games. But we'll just throw those out.
Yeah, let's focus on the ones that end the season because those are the most important ones.
All right, man.
99.6% chance of winning, and you had two $350 million players disappear.
You're right.
Justify it, Pat. Keep sounding like an idiot.
Okay.
Hi,
you feel
how
better
are you today, buddy? You all right? I put up my fist to get a fist pound from Anthony and got totally ignored.
Because today sucks.
Today does suck.
What's up?
You tell me. It ain't good.
What do you want me to say? I honestly, I'm.
You're having the same.
I'm devastated, man. I'm honestly, I'm not. I haven't even reached the anger.
I just did right now talking with Pat.
I'm in shock.
Yeah, it's funny. You come in here and say, "What do you want me to say?" It's exactly what the three of us said this morning. I don't even know how to explain it, and that's our jobs, and we don't even know how to explain it.
Dude, I can't tell you. I have no idea.
It's. Is there any one thing that you go to first, Dan, or is it just such a litany of problems?
I mean, let's be real here for a second. One, coaching's horrific.
It was really bad.
All right?
It was really bad.
I mean, Doc blew that game.
Yeah.
First of all, he blew the last 2 games. All right?
Yeah, I agree with you.
He was horrible. He left that bench. That bench blows, right? That bench did nothing, right? And lost all the momentum.
Kevin Durant played every single minute of the playoff game because he needed to.
Right, exactly. Now, obviously, the Simmons thing is ridiculous. Dude, I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Draymond Green is shooting better from 3 than Ben Simmons is shooting from the free throw line.
I mean, 4 shots, dude. You don't go to the rim, and then Tobias, dude. Really?
There's something going on there. That's weird.
You and I were texting last night about that, but what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Or in game 4, he's got a bunny that he blows that basically gives him the lead, ices the game. And then last night, what are you doing, man?
Does it cross?
They have 2 guys score double figure. 2 guys score field goals
in a half.
Like, that's unfathomable.
Yeah. I have to ask you this seriously, Ant, because does it cross your mind now that at times they might be a better team with Ben Simmons off the floor?
I guess. I mean, what am I going to say? I mean, seriously, I don't want to.
Can you believe it's come to that? Is basically what I'm saying.
Listen, again, I mean, it's going to be all day long. Yeah, listen, I guess you guys are all right. I guess he blows. I don't know. No. I mean, seriously, what do you want me to say?
I'm not saying that.
I mean, the kid. I thought the kid was a great defender and a great facilitator.
He is that.
And they shot 55% when he was on the floor, but he can't shoot. He don't shoot.
Dude, John Collins and
free throw.
John Collins and Trae Young were openly mocking him last night.
And he didn't play defense last night.
Yeah.
He didn't have a great defensive game last night.
You had Seth Curry and Furkan Korkmaz in the late 3rd quarter and the early 4th quarter guarding Lou Williams.
I mean, we'll say, yeah, you're right. No, Lou Williams is just torching everybody.
Yeah. Well, you would too if you had Korkmaz and Seth Curry on you.
I'm sick, dude. I'm sick. I didn't even know what to say. I'm seriously. I feel right now like it's Tampa.
Yeah.
Like, it's worse than, it's as bad as Tampa.
Absolutely.
So I was texting with Pat McClune last night.
So was I.
After the game. We both agreed most disappointing loss in our lifetime by a Philadelphia sports team.
Yeah, I mean, you guys talked about it.
They
had a 90, what'd you say, 96?
99.6% chance.
In the second half of winning that game.
Well, listen,
the Hawks were plus 50,000 on the money line.
With 4 minutes to go, they were a 97% chance.
It's just unfathomable, and it's hard to talk about. And I know a lot of people are going to want to talk to you today during your show, and I know how hard it is. But
I didn't want to come in here. I'll be honest with you. Seriously, there's very few days where I go, oh my God, I just want nothing to do with this. Right now is one of those days.
It's worse than waking up with a hangover.
Like, I just want to leave.
Yeah. Huh. You can't do it. Sorry. Can't do it. You got to stay tuned for Anthony Gargano. And we want to remind you to support life-saving cancer research. Join me and our generous partner, Davis CPA Group, in making a donation to the American Association for Cancer Research today at 97.5thefanatic.com/AACR. Cancer research saves lives. Thanks for listening, John Kincade Show. We appreciate you. Stay tuned. You got to commiserate with Anthony Gargano all morning long. We'll do it together. Time at the Fanatic, 9:53.
The John Kincade Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
T-Mobile is bringing 5G from big cities to small towns across America. We've been investing billions to light up the largest and fastest 5G network. And now, according to competitive data from Umlaut, T-Mobile is the most reliable 5G network, too. To celebrate, we're inviting everyone to upgrade their experience. Introducing the free 5G upgrade. Bring any working cell phone to T-Mobile and trade it in for a free 5G Samsung Galaxy. Still have a flip phone? If it can make a call, you can trade it in. Plus, all our plans include 5G access on the full T-Mobile network at no extra cost.
Let's go.
Now that's an upgrade. T-Mobile is America's leader in 5G. Experience it today with the free 5G upgrade.